That was boring. That was a dull game. It was a blowout. That part was expected. But the guys that I think most people wanted to watch and focus on didn't do much statistically. But that's Warriors basketball for you in the current state of things. And the Golden State Warriors in a game that was hyped up as the Jonathan Kuminga vengeance game. Instead, Kaminga served more as a decoy so his teammates could feast on Golden State. And that's what happened. The Warriors got their asses kicked, but it wasn't necessarily because of Kaminga, although I think his defense was exemplary when you consider the fact that he was assigned to defend Guy Santos in this game. And Guy Santos had one of the worst games of his career. So there we go. And regardless of how you want to spin this, the Golden State Warriors got their asses kicked. I think that's the bottom line here. I don't know what else you really say about this game, about this team. We're going to play a clip tonight from Steve Kerr in terms of comments he made during the pregame press conference that if you're sick and tired of the Steve Kerr act, it will likely infuriate you for good reason. But otherwise, I think the format for the remainder of the season and the remainder of this tenure and era of Golden State Warriors basketball, where they become utterly meaningless and rudderless and hopeless when it comes to them actually competing with other NBA teams and being relevant in the NBA landscape. When it comes to post-game shows, the approach is going to be like this. I'll start every show with a recap. I'll tell you what went right, which will likely be very few things. I'll tell you what went wrong, which is likely a lot of things. And if the audience wants to jump on, we'll bring them on. That's going to be that's the format. When your team is awful, which is what the Golden State Warriors are, it suddenly does not become interesting. When I say it, I mean the actual gameplay. What becomes interesting are the moves that the team does for the future, the signings, the draft picks. That's the compelling stuff. And this offseason should hopefully be interesting on that front. But when it comes to, again, in-game action, no, it's dull. It's the Warriors are literally one of, if not the most boring teams in the NBA. They lose this game tonight, 126-110, the final, in a game that was fairly competitive in the first half, and the Hawks just blew this thing open to start quarter three. And the Warriors just stood no chance after that. If there's one player who deserves some kudos, you know what? I'll save that for the show itself when we present our FanDuel player of the game. Because there was one dude on the Warriors who I thought did step up tonight and played fantastic basketball. And if you could do it consistently, it's something to be excited for. But the problem is consistency. That's been the issue with a lot of players on the Warriors in their current iteration in terms of analyzing them, determining which players are good, which are bad, what hold the future with this team, what players are dead end. Like, for example, Brandon Podziemski, dead end. LJ Cryer, some potential there still, right? Neither of those two players clearly, certainly when I say clearly, I mean on the Podziemski front, are players of the game. It's someone else I'm referring to. We'll talk about that. Armando Laura may or may not join us from the watch party in Oakland tonight. I'm guessing that was slightly dull because most people, I think, were watching this for Kaminga to have an explosion game, and that he did not, at least not offensively. But again, defensively, a whole other story, and I'll explain what I mean. And not to mention, again, very strong possibility JK's role tonight offensively was primarily that of a decoy, and it was damn impressive on that front. So let's talk about it. It's Saturday night. That is some damn good news. Well, I want to see something in the chat is riling people up. I just want to see what that was. Oh, I see. Paul 556 Freak Show is pushing some buttons saying Kaminga is a G League player. Good luck with that opinion. That is an opinion that is just utterly dumb and wrong. You don't pay G Leaguers $25 million, and G Leaguers are not players who at one time were the best in the entire country as a high school prospect who graduates high school at 16. It doesn't work that way. So if you have an opinion like that, all you're doing is exposing yourself as a mouth breather. Breathe more with the nose, less with the mouth. IQ 101. Try it sometime. And then again, you have folks like K-Bay saying Kaminga is so buns as his team is winning, and the team you root for is literal buns, whereas Kaminga is on a team that is surging toward the postseason. And again, basketball has two sides to it. There is an offense, there is a defense. Don't ignore the defensive part. That's where a lot of you just are sorely lacking in terms of understanding the game of basketball. It's where so many of you casuals are exposed, because all you do is pretend that offense is the whole game. It's not. It's literally half of it. So with that said, we'll talk about the game and why I'm not gonna have a sour approach about Kaminga's performance tonight, because there were positives. It's just the shot wasn't falling, but he also put up very minimal field goal attempts. And for all the people criticizing Jonathan Kuminga, I love for those same people to talk about Brandon Pajemski. I mean, that's your boy, right? How'd he do tonight? We're going to talk about all that. It's Saturday. We're powered by FanDuel, and the program is called the Golden Days. Hey now. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Welcome to the program. My name is Cyrus Saatsaz. You can follow me on Threads and Instagram at DogWild. Over on Twitter, the handle is at Surf Journalist. The program on both platforms at Golden Days Pod. And as I mentioned a moment ago, the show brought to you by FanDuel. I'm currently on the sportsbook right now. The Warriors next play the Mavericks on Monday. Something tells me that line will not be available, largely because the Mavericks are playing, I think, right now against the LA Clippers. So we're not going to see a line for that regardless. We'll revisit that later in the show. I am curious on a personal level if there are updated odds for some of the awards in the NBA. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander seems to be a lock for MVP at minus 1,500, even though Luka Doncic certainly putting his name in the running for that. Luka has now the second highest odds of all candidates for MVP, courtesy of FanDuel at plus 1,200. Victor Wembanyama, a distant third now at plus 3,300. Those are your MVP candidates. Defensive Player of the Year, Victor Wembanyama has that award locked up, a competitive award, and this one pertains to the Warriors a little bit because they're going to face one of these guys on Monday, and that's Cooper Flagg of the Dallas Mavericks. Cooper, surprisingly, at least to me, maybe not to you, is second in terms of odds for winning Rookie of the Year. He is plus 175, trailing Nipple. Nipple is your favorite for Rookie of the Year at minus 230. All those odds and so much more available at the FanDuel Sports Book. I love, again, for the folks out there like Sven who's saying Kaminga is mid. How is your team doing, the Golden State Warriors? If you're going to talk shit, the audacity to talk shit as your team is one of the worst in the NBA is astounding, especially when you're trying to bag on a player who plays for arguably the hottest team in the NBA. And here's where the positive comes from Kaminga's performance tonight, because offensively, you're going to have the absolute Kerr apologist trolls who have nothing better to do in life, nothing to brag about when it comes to their own team. So all they have left is to take shots at the player that they gave up for literally nothing, and that's Kristaps Porzingis, a.k.a. Tingus Pingus, who, by the way, in tonight's game had a solid outing of, oh, wait, he did not play because he never plays. That's the guy that the Warriors got for Jonathan Kuminga, a man officially named Kristaps Porzingis, better known as
Pingus.
And the reason why I personally would not look at Kaminga's 2-point stat line as a negative is because his defensive assignment tonight was Guy Santos. And for the absolute morons, dumbasses, douchebags, just lower than life human beings who actually think that Kaminga is not a good player. Again, you are the stupidest mother effers on the planet. And I'll post a link in a second if you want to come on the show and have a debate about this. I know you won't, because none of you ever do, because you literally are dumbass trolls. But Guy Santos is supposed to be the best player in the Warriors right now, or at least one of them. And those same dumbasses that hate on Kaminga, I remember very clearly, vividly, you putzes describing Kaminga as being a bad defensive player. Again, there are two sides to this game. Did Kaminga excel tonight offensively? No. Did he excel defensively? Hell to the yes. Because Guy Santos played 23 minutes, 43 seconds tonight, had 2 points. 2. For a guy who in the month of March is putting up nearly 16 points a game. Also had just 2 rebounds and 4 turnovers. But sure, you go on pretending that Kaminga is a bad player. You go on pretending that Kaminga is a bad defensive player as he locked down arguably the best offensive player on the Golden State Warriors. And then the same guy that you dipshits love, the guy named Brandon Pajemski, his stat line tonight, 5 points in 24 minutes, 22 seconds. 0 of 4 from deep. 1 assist. No rebounds. 3 turnovers. And unlike Kaminga, he doesn't play defense. He ain't known for that. Are you going to talk about Pajemski? Sven, I'm going to invite you on the show in just a second. And if you pussy out, that's a mark on you. Don't duck the smoke if you're going to talk shit. All right? Here, I'll post the link right now. Show up. Come on the show. And because I want to know your rationale, brother. I want to know why you get your rocks off bashing that kid. I'm dying to understand you. And the reason why I want you on ultimately is to expose you. And that's why I know you're not going to come on. Because every single one of you guys who have these lame opinions about JK also happen to have the lowest IQ among the human species. Uneducated, no hoops knowing, no brains, no common sense, no nothing. You'd sooner bend over for Steve Kerr than pretend that you don't know shit. You lack self-awareness in terms of your poor hoops knowledge. And all you know how to do is kiss Steve Kerr's ass. I hope this is one of those detractors.
Hello.
Yes. Hello. How are you doing? And he left. Just like that. I didn't do that for the record. Days. Are you going to sit here and bring the smoke? I'm ready.
Hello.
Hi, Days. What's up?
Oh, I was wondering if I could get banned from the chat.
Why are you banned from the chat? Is this Desi? Desirio?
Yeah. I'm trying to get unbanned.
You got to get another handle, man. It's nothing. There's nothing I can do for to help you in that regard.
I got permanently banned.
Well, just come up with another Gmail account, dude. And it takes 2 seconds to have another. That's all you got to do to be a part of the chat. It's a YouTube handle. Okay, I have 20 of them, don't you? It's like the easiest thing in the world to make. I don't know how many Gmail accounts I've created over the years for stupid ass email accounts that I had to make. Just create another handle, dude. But what's on your mind, Desi? Why are you joining me? Welcome. Been a while.
I was just asking to get unbanned, but
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. Yeah.
Create another handle, man. It'll take you 1 second.
I don't know. Yeah, it was an interesting game. It's only one game. We can't take victory laps over JK's bad performance. It's only one game, but I mean, Gee looked bad, Pods looked bad, they all look bad. So I don't know. But like I don't want to really get into an argument because like I know we're just gonna disagree on it, but I don't think we can't like change like what the reality was. It wasn't a good game.
Correct.
It wasn't.
You know what you can change, Desi? Head coaches. Do you know what you can change? GMs.
But
that's what my agenda is right now. Get rid of that buffoon Steve Kerr. Do you think Steve Kerr is a smart guy? Do you like him?
I don't even care. I mean, I think he's a fine guy. I think the roster construction really limits his hand of how he wants to put these lineups, and it's really another conversation. I'm just waiting for next.
No. I want to have this conversation now. Do you think Steve Kerr is not responsible for this roster?
No, he's not the people. He's not the one that signs the people.
He's the one who says yes or no before they're signed.
Yeah, and first of all, we had horrible free agency because JK took up like damn near 2 months or 3 months. I'm sure we could have got better wings or something. Because
whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
Is that JK?
Whose fault is it that for 3 months this team did nothing because they thought they could lowball Kaminga? Whose fault is it that Steve Kerr misled the front office into thinking he would play Kaminga? All Steve Kerr had to do was tell the front office, I'm not going to play this guy. So why do you absolve Kerr?
He did. He literally, bro, we saw his...
Answer my question, man. Why do you absolve Kerr?
For what?
When he was directly responsible for that 3-month mess that you admit was frustrating. Why do you absolve Kerr of that?
Because if he thinks he's not good and he shouldn't play, why would I don't get mad at that. Like, what? That doesn't make...
Again, let me... Desi, you're not answering this directly. Steve Kerr told the front office that he could make it work with Jonathan Kuminga last summer.
Yes.
And then it didn't work because of Steve Kerr. So why do you absolve Kerr?
He said we're gonna try it out with JK in the starting lineup. I remember that. And then we started
Gave
losing.
It 2 weeks.
Yeah, we started losing. I remember the San Antonio game. Something happened. He didn't play. And then we were actually winning without him. We had those San Antonio games when he
against horrible teams. Against horrible teams.
San Antonio.
No, not those two Spurs games. I'm talking. Those were okay. They weren't winning then. Those were two fluky games where he needed Steph to drop 49 and 46 and Draymond to play out of his mind. They didn't win shit before or after that.
Yes, we did. We went on a good.
We were a 500 team, Desi.
In December, before Jimmy got injured.
Okay, those were bad teams. If you're going to bring up December, those were shitty ass. It wasn't December they were winning, by the way. It was January when they started winning. They played 10 of 11 at Chase Center, all 11 in California, and 9 of those 11 were against teams like the Nets, the Hornets before they got good. It was all Eastern Conference teams and the Kings. Those were your wins. That's what you're bragging about? I mean, this is what frustrates me about you, Desi, and everyone else who thinks like you. You won't point the finger at the obvious. That's the issue here, and it's Steve Kerr. What? Do you have a poster of him on your ceiling? Why do you defend this guy, man?
Kerr messed up on the long term by not playing Kaminga earlier, but I don't blame him last year or this year.
Exactly, because you're a putz, dude.
Okay,
I'm calling you a dumbass right now because you don't blame the person who is clearly the issue here. Kerr controls this shit. He controls who plays. He doesn't sign the pen to paper, but he approves it. You're arguing semantics if you're going to pretend that just because Steve Kerr doesn't have the GM title that he doesn't act the part. He's in control of everything.
I'm not even trying to defend Kerr like that. Like, Kerr has his faults and things like that. But
he has a lot of faults.
Defend him on the part of that. I don't think Jonathan Kuminga was the perfect fit for our team. I still believe that. You thought
Porzingis was?
Yeah.
I don't hear you backtracking on that. It would be nice, Desi, if just once in a while you actually had the balls to speak up and say, I was wrong. Admit that shit. Act like a man, dude. I'm serious.
He's 1 for 9 game. Like, I'm not even trying to defend Pod, but you're trying to.
What about Pod? No, you defended him plenty, though.
He had a bad game. I don't even, bro. Like,
he has a lot of bad games. He has shitty games all the time, and he gets nearly 40 minutes in the process. And you defend him. Why are you such a weak man that you can't admit you're wrong?
No.
No, of course not. Of course not. No, I can't. I can never be wrong. I can't be wrong. Steve Kerr's a genius. I'm right about Banner Porzingis. Porzingis has 1 good game out of 10, but no, he has to be good. He's a good fit on this team.
of course I've admitted I was wrong. My look on
I never heard it.
Yeah, because I
admit it now. Then are you admitting you're wrong?
Oh yeah, no, my look on Pods has completely drastically changed. I thought
you.
As more of a
God, it took a long time to fucking get that out of you, man. Jesus Christ.
I'm not as low as you guys. I still think he's a solid role player, backup point guard that still can give you decent minutes. But of course, he's not like as
10, decent 10 minutes. Why do you even believe that? Why do you believe that he's worth any like treatment?
It's the little things he does. Okay, he's a great ball.
Who gives a shit about little things? This is a lottery team, man. Why do you care about little things when your team is a lottery team?
Because you win games by the marginal things, by offensive rebounds, by limiting turnovers.
Are they winning games? Are they winning games?
Steph's injured. I'm confused. We're tanking. Like I don't. The winning like argument doesn't make sense to me. Like we're not trying to win games. We're trying to get a better pick. So are
they? That's not what Steve Kerr says.
But it's obvious. I mean, like, look at the games. I mean, we're losing on purpose. Steph should be back.
How do you know they're losing on purpose? I don't buy that rhetoric for a second. I think Steve Kerr is genuinely trying to win. Stephen Curry's trying to come back. Why would he try to come back if this team is purposefully trying to win or trying to lose? Desi, my issue with you and people like you routinely, when I say people like you, I mean people who buy the shit that these other morons keep selling out there when it comes to pro warrior spin that detaches from reality. I mean, you come around really effing late. I know after this episode, you're going to run back to whatever show you love. Who's the guy that you put on a pedestal and think he's some genius? Who's that guy? Is it Alchemy? Is that whose side note is a Podziemski supporter and who's I don't know if he's flipped the script on him lately, but everybody who comes to me about this Alchemy guy keeps saying he won't criticize Podziemski. So I guarantee I'm not going to hear from you for another 2 months. Be real, man. Be authentic.
I've been in the chat typing, and then I didn't know I was banned. I just figured
you said you were banned. Now. So I don't know. What do you mean you were in the chat typing? I never saw anything. You're banned. I don't get it.
Nobody can see my messages in the chat, pretty much.
How can we? Desi, like, dude, you came into this and said, you literally came on the show and said, I want to talk to you because I'm banned in the chat. Now you're saying I've been typing in the chat. Nothing you say or do makes sense, man.
No, for the past month, I've been chatting in the chat, thinking I was not banned. But now I just checked. I just went on my brother's account. I went to check, and I can't see my messages. So I don't know if it's a problem on my side or your side. But I just wanted to get unbanned. But like, I'm not even trying to argue about Pods and Kerr. Like, I think the trade, the way you've been painting it, has been really inaccurate. They played almost damn near like. How many games have Kaminga played, and how many games has Pingus played?
What does that matter? The only thing that matters is wins and losses.
The whole argument about Pingus is his availability. That was the whole thing. Everybody was saying, "Oh no, he's gonna be ass." But on the minutes he's actually been there, he's been solid. He's been rim protecting. Like, oh no, 30.
Are you serious, dude? He dropped 30 against the Wizards, and I guarantee you were one of the doofuses cheerleading about that. The same team that gave up 83 to Bam Adebayo. You're going to pretend that means something because Porzingis dropped 30 on that pathetic squad? No, that's what you're going to pretend is it. You think Porzingis, who last game was like, oh, how did he verbalize? How did he properly label? He was spasming. My back was spasming. Well, in what world do you think he's ever going to be available? Why would you in a million years, Desi, your biggest flaw as a human being when it comes to that brain of yours is you assume shit over and over and over and over and over again. You assume the Warriors are tanking without any effing evidence. You assume that Podziemski is going to fit and that he has promise and this and that with no evidence to substantiate that. You think Kristaps Porzingis has some bright moments and might be available when there's no evidence indicating he's going to be a dependable guy.
The way you were painting the trade, I disagree.
It's an awful trade. You're being a homer and you're being grossly pro-Warriors biased by saying that the Warriors did not lose that trade. Pingus makes $30 million a year so he can duck games like this routinely.
So far, they've played the same amount of games, and Pingus has
So what?
I'm just saying. That doesn't
it's a month. Who gives a shit? It's a month. In what world does it matter that for 1 month, Pingus has played the same amount of games as Kaminga, and during that stretch, Warriors suck ass, Hawks are amazing.
Yeah.
If we're going to talk about the last month, let's talk about the teams then. Hawks, have won all but one game. Warriors are now the 10 seed.
Yeah.
And you're going to sit here and focus on, well, but the Warriors, that's not a bad trade because Pingus has played as many games as Kaminga. First of all, Kaminga was hurt when that trade happened. The Hawks did not make that trade with the assumption that we need this guy this second. The Warriors made that trade with the assumption of this is Steph at 38 years old. He needs help now. And we gave up Kaminga for help now. No, and you're bragging that the Warriors did not lose the trade because he's played as many games as Kaminga.
I'm not saying it's too early to say who won the trade or not. I'm saying the way you're painting the trade is disingenuous. That's what I'm trying to say.
I think everything about you is disingenuous, Desi. You're anonymous. You never show up on the screen. You're like you assume everything, and you're going to call me disingenuous, even though for 6 years I've been hosting shows and nailing it all the time. But assholes like you constantly question me. Assholes like you constantly have the audacity to think you know shit when you know nothing, dude. And now you're going to call me disingenuous because the Warriors have dropped to the 10th seed because Pingus plays as many games as Kaminga? Dude, I'm done. I'm done. You're a fucking idiot, dude. You're a fucking idiot. When you stop being an idiot, come back. Otherwise, no more, Desi. God damn it. Are you serious? Some of the fools out there, honestly, are going to sit here and say that because Pingus has played in as many games as Jonathan Kuminga, that somehow this is an even trade? You're going to disregard the injury history? You're going to disregard the fact that the Warriors traded for a 30-year-old past the peak of his powers who's never available? And that's the guy that you're going to pretend with no future that somehow that I'm being disingenuous as the Warriors are flailing into nothing? Get the hell out of here, dude. God damn it, man. My patience is here. Okay? My patience is fucking here right now. In terms of you morons who actually are going to come on this show and engage with gaslighting bullshit. If you want to be a smart human being in this world, don't assume a fucking thing. Assumptions are not reality. Stop the assumption game and stop being a dumbass loser cheerleader for your team. Every other show out there is for you if that's the game you want to play. Pingus left the game last night after 10 minutes because he felt something spasmy in his back. And I think that's exactly the word he used. He's about to be gone for nothing after making $30 million this year. And somehow I'm disingenuous that the Warriors lost that trade. And for the folks out there who are right now thinking, God damn, this guy's unhinged, he's an asshole. Friendly reminder, that putz I was just talking to was banned from the chat because he was dropping N-bombs in there. And I made it clear to him that's why he got banned. That same bum that was just on this show also thought Brandon Podziemski is going to be a great player. I appreciated it took him 5 minutes to admit that after drawing my freaking ire, but don't be that guy. And if you are as dumb as that guy, get an education. Desi, I'm done with you, man. All right? And the fact that you didn't realize for a month that you were banned tells me all you're doing is writing shit in the chat as bombs and just ignoring the responses. Meaning all you give a shit about is espousing your opinion and then moving on. If that's not the definition of a troll, I don't know what is. Giuseppe saying, don't be a bully. Go fuck yourself. How about that? I don't want lectures. Don't tell me how to act. Don't tell me what to do. Period. All right? Don't want to hear it. It's not bullying if the other person's not even identified. We don't know who Desi is. That's a handle. If we actually knew who the person was, I'd have a little respect for this human being. But of course we don't know who he is because that's how every piece of shit on this planet rolls. Anonymous, throw some shade, bounce. It's pathetic. Yeah, you're a human, so try using that brain of yours, Desi. And if you want me to respect you, Identify yourself. We got Armando from the watch party. What's up, brother?
So Cyrus,
Timing, man. I was just getting. I'm utterly riled up right now because this absolute fool came on the show and was trying to convince me that I'm being disingenuous because of the criticism toward the Kaminga trade. He actually thinks Tingus Pingus was an even trade, and then expect me to not get utterly just lose my mind over it. By the way, that looks fun. Who's over there, man? How are you doing, Armando?
Pretty good, man. Got the crew out here.
Yeah, that's a good crew. Who is all that?
Kaminga. We got you up on the bar up here. I don't know if you can see.
Oh my God. So you heard all that. So you heard me just losing my shit. I love it. And I don't care, man. I don't care. I don't care at all, dude. I don't give a shit. I'm done. I'm done, dude. I like, if you're going to have an opinion, a strong opinion that Brandon Podziemski is a great fit, Brandon Podziemski is my guy, and then like just flip the script on that, my opinions change all the time. It just depends on what athletic alchemy tells me or what Steve Kerr says. It's like, dude, think for yourself, man. Armando, what was the reaction like at the bar, dude? Because Kaminga did not have a great game offensively, although I kept trying to tell people that defensively he shut down Guy Santos. That was all him.
Oh, nice catch.
How's the scene there?
Nice catch, man. The scene was good. We all were rooting for Kaminga to do well, and we were sad to see him struggle a little bit. But it's all good. They're still trying to work it in, find out where he fits. And
and he's got the left knee issue, man. I don't think he's anywhere near 100%, honestly. Like, he's not playing like a guy who's fully healthy. But again, here's what I saw. I saw a Hawks team that offensively realized Jonathan Kuminga is the perfect decoy, because the Warriors defensively, the whole game had either Nate Williams shadowing him, and sometimes they'd have Guy Santos shadowing him, but that wasn't clearly working. Look, Nate Williams, he's our FanDuel player of the game. We'll talk about him in a little bit. He did a fantastic job tonight, but Kaminga was a decoy, dude. The whole Warriors defense, their eyes were following him every possession, and it opened things up for Dyson Daniels to have like a career night. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, after a slow start, had a career night. CJ McCollum looked like he went to a time machine, went back 10 years. It was almost entirely because the defense was not worried about them. They did not want Kaminga to have a good night, man. And offensively, he did it. Defensively, lock that shit down, I think. What was your analysis?
I think there's times he's struggling with playing with a bench unit, Jock Londale and Caleb, and the point guard who's worse than Podziemski. He only played like 20 minutes today, so he's finding his spots. You know, it's going to take him time to figure it out. Their Hawks are working on something. They're building to a playoff contention. They're playing meaningful basketball, and it's taking Kaminga a second to fit in with his knee and everything. It's he'll figure it out. It's coming. You know, Kaminga's the man, and it's only a matter of time. And the teammates know that. They know what they got. They got shown out by the Rockets yesterday, so they know they need to integrate him. They're playing for the long term.
Dude, we have idiots in our chat trying to tell me that the Warriors at least held their own in that Kaminga for Tingus Pingus trade. Meanwhile, the Hawks tonight are now the 6th seed.
They held their own.
They held their own,
got their
and they are now the
kicked,
6th seed because the Lakers beat the Magic on a Luke Kennard game winner. The Orlando Magic are now 8th in the East. The Atlanta Hawks are the 6th seed, but you have absolute dumb motherfuckers who actually think, oh, but Tingus Pingus, who knows? Maybe that'll work out. Dude, Armando, I am convinced the same dumbasses who once booed Joe Lacob because he traded Monte Ellis instead of Stephen Curry, it's their kids who are now booing the same Warriors for trading Kaminga and getting who's that, by the way? And that's a delicious cocktail, it looks like. Who are you, sir?
It's a traveling Rakitas, baby. What's up, Cy?
What's up? I love it. That is traveling Rakitas. You always bring
what's in the box, baby. What's in the box?
What was your thoughts on this game tonight?
I thought Kaminga scored 2 points, and he was a little scared. But I don't mind it because Atlanta won, and Kerr remains to be about as genius as our president going into Iran. So I don't know what anybody's at. Throw your chasing. Oh, check it out. Look at all you haters. Look at this.
Hell yeah, dude. It's so dumb, dude. It's so dumb. Like people actually boo the Warriors because they traded Monte Ellis instead of Stephen Curry, and they booed the Warriors because they traded D'Angelo Russell for Andrew Wiggins. It's those same people, man, that are now sitting here going, Kuminga only got 2 points tonight. Did you notice Brandon Podziemski only got 5 points tonight and didn't do jack shit?
But he has nice hair.
Does he? He has his hair. I don't know if nice should be, but he has his hair. I'll give him that. I mean, as some of us are losing that.
I'll tell you, Cy, the one guy that I really like is LJ Cryer. I think he is a really nice player. I think the Warriors should keep him, and I think if you develop him, not obviously they can't develop anybody, but let's say somehow they do. I think he has the highest ceiling on this team, CJ Cryer.
Yeah. Well, what were your thoughts, Urquidez, real fast? And Armando as well. Nate Williams tonight. I mean, this was his moment, I thought, more than anything else, dude. This is a guy who is on a two-way deal, scores a career high in scoring tonight. He played 28 minutes, 40 seconds, makes both his three-pointers. That's been his weakness this year, is his outside shooting. 8 of 10 from the field, adds 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 19 points. It's his defense that gave Kaminga issues tonight. Our FanDuel player of the game, man. What were your thoughts about Big Nate?
I think he's okay. I think we need to be careful. Some of these guys that are playing are getting minutes that they normally probably wouldn't. And I think if they were in a really different position where they actually had to have some kind of responsibilities and those kind of issues, I think they would fade pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So be careful with the false goals. I really think that the future of the Warriors is not on this team right now. And he's in the next draft.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
And I know you hate when I say it, but if you traded Steph last year, he'd be in a really good position right now.
Look, Urquidez,
don't kill me.
Steph's contract ends next season, right?
Yeah.
And what I don't like hearing from him lately is this whole I'm going to keep playing, until my body breaks down. That's the messaging he's been saying lately. Meaning, like, what he's saying is he loves the game so much. Of course he loves the game. If you're Stephen Curry, why would you want to stop playing, right? But the problem is, like a lot of professional athletes, they don't know when to quit. I respect Kobe Bryant so much for knowing when to say when. He dropped that 60 burger on the same day the Warriors won their 73rd game and then said, I'm out. Peace. And his legacy was solidified at that point. Michael Jordan left at an even better moment. His shot won a championship. He unfortunately came back for those 2 years with the Wizards. A lot of us pretend that never happened. I hope Steph doesn't do that, man. But I'll say this. If Steph wants to keep playing beyond next year, I'm no longer opposed to trading him either, dude. That's where I'm at.
And I think as an NBA fan, just in general, nobody wants to see one of the greats just rot.
No.
And unfortunately, it's not a one-time thing. If the Warriors have always been scared they're going to waste Curry's last years. Guess what? You did. You wasted them. So for the last 4 years, you were too indecisive. Leadership is nowhere to be found. So everybody's trying to make decisions on their own. It's really this is what happens. When you have a leaderless vote, this is what happens. Nobody really knows what's happening. We start praising guys that were in the G League 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But, because there's no direction. And so I've always said it. Joe, if you're listening, open up your checkbook. Go get Pete, or go get the Oklahoma City GM, give him a nice little paycheck, bring him over here, and let him rebuild the team. Because you need somebody who's done it before, and he's done it. And Mike is a Nepo baby. I love the guy, but there's really no reason for him to have his job.
I don't love the guy. I didn't like him when he was drafted 3rd overall by the Warriors. I thought that was a waste of a pick. It was a massive bust. And now he's the GM? I mean, I try to be open-minded about it, but we're in year 4 now of the Mike Dunleavy Jr. GM tenure. I don't love him. I don't like him. I want him gone. That's how I stand. I don't I don't see anything he's doing that gives me the indication that he's the right guy for the job. And G4M, by the way, in the chat, I love this. Kaminga has played 7 games for the Hawks. They're 7-0. That's all that matters. That's it. Everything else is secondary, dude. Whatever other stats you want to bring up, secondary to that. That's all that matters. Winning.
But he's a winning player, so I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, the Warriors actually won a championship with this guy. But people think Podziemski's a winning player. I don't see rings on his fingers. I don't see the Warriors doing jack shit since he became a part of this team. All I've seen since Podziemski got here is dissension. is a polarized fan base. I want to blow this whole shit up. What are you drinking, by the way? Is that whiskey and water? What are you down in there?
I would just say regarding Dunleavy, think about it like this. If Dunleavy didn't do anything in the last 2 years, the Warriors would be better off. We'd have Wiggins.
Yes.
We'd get rid of expiring contracts. If he
Yes.
didn't do anything, we'd be better off. So,
yes.
I don't know. I'm giving you back to the man right here.
Yeah. And again, it's by Urquidez. Thank you, brother. That was awesome. Armando, is Evan there too?
Yeah, right here.
What's up, brother? Yeah, dude. What is going on with the Hawks?
What's
hat?
happening?
What's the vibe like there, man? Is it all good?
Yeah, we're all having a fun time. I'm keeping it lubricated, feeling good, having some fun basketball talk with the fellas, you know?
Were there any haters at the bar tonight, or did the haters only stay in their long basement?
No. Everybody was cool. Everybody was cool tonight.
Exactly.
Even, and you know, like, we had a mix of people are Warriors fans still, right? So even with the aggressive shit talk or with the hype about whether we want Kaminga to do well or whether we're excited about the Hawks going up by 20, it was always melancholy in here, you know, because you don't want to see the Warriors completely suck, but you're also really happy to see this version of the Warriors suck.
Yeah.
And you know, a little alcohol and everything goes up a little bit more when we have fun.
What are you drinking?
This is mezcal.
Mezcal? What kind of booze is
Mezcal on the
that?
rocks.
That's like the tequila spin-off a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's like the scotch of tequila.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good way to describe it, man.
Get a little. I would say put hair on your chest, but I don't have a hairy chest, so I do
I
what I
got plenty
can.
of it, yeah. I don't need more than that. But all right. Well, I'm glad the vibes are good there tonight. Did Chardol show up?
No. There's not been a Chardol sighting.
Lives in New York.
If there is, then he stayed low key and he kept it anonymous.
He's not there. He would not be low key. You would know if he's there.
It would be very clear. No. So he kept to himself tonight. I guess he got some things to do, and I'm happy for him. But no Chardol sighting tonight.
I love it. Mezcal. I just read a story about how Mezcal is actually like it's a complicated relationship with its home country of Mexico because it's a limited resource. Supposedly, there's some sort of environmental ramifications for growing the stuff. I don't know. Who cares? So the energy of that bar, despite the Warriors getting their asses kicked, thanks largely to that little stretch at the start of the third quarter where Atlanta was like, all right, we had enough. This is like enough of this bullshit, like close game thing. We're just going to blow it open and then send it home. Were people celebrating? You're in the city of Oakland, California right now. And the bar there is the longest in the city. Were people celebrating?
We were celebrating.
We were kind of dictating the emotion in the bar, so we were hyped. That was kind of
nobody was cheering when if we're not cheering, nobody was cheering.
I love that Urquidez is there. Any other Golden Dazers show up?
Yeah. A couple guys. Yeah. A few guys. Yeah. I kind of forget the names right now.
You know, like I said, a little lubricated, so the battery's not what it should be right now. We're living in the moment.
I love it. Well, keep living in the moment, man. Any final thoughts before we let you go?
That's it, man.
Oh no, nothing from me. We're gonna have probably more detailed analysis later when we're sober and get to have.
Just happy to see JK getting stronger, getting healthier, game by game.
Well, again, for the haters, a friendly reminder: you played basketball on both sides of the court. I remember his haters saying, "You can't play defense, bro. His defense sucks." Yeah, Guy Santos. I'm going to look at Guy Santos' game log because something tells me he's had an amazing stretch of games. He's been one of the only consistent, reliable players for the Golden State Warriors. I've even heard some people say Steve Kerr's responsible for developing Guy Santos, bro. Which is one of the dumbest things on the planet, and that's saying something considering the stupidity of that section of the Warriors fan base that actually celebrates Kaminga getting traded for Tingus Pingus. But I'm looking at Guy Santos right now and his game log because tonight he only scored 2 points. He was held to 0 field goals tonight. He could only get 2 shots up. And then you look at the rest of his games in the month of March. This is the string of games before tonight. Point totals: 13, 18, 20, 17, 17, 15, 22, 14. Tonight, 2. Don't sit here and tell me that just because Kaminga had a bad shooting night that he's not bringing value to the table. That is one of the dumbest things I could possibly listen to. Any reaction to that?
Yeah, I think in general, the idea of responding to things in single game or single stat is just a bad way to look at basketball. You got to look at patterns over time.
Agreed.
You got to try to put together context of things and bigger picture. You know, the way people don't want to be aggregated when they have their clips that they say, their sound bites that they say. You actually want to aggregate. You want to be looking at pattern recognition over time. So I don't think this is any kind of I don't think this is any kind of statement about Guy Santos, and I also don't think this is any kind of statement about Jonathan Kuminga's overall game. I think sometimes things work out one way or another, and that's just something you got to deal with, and then look at how often that happens, and then start to incorporate that into how you analyze a player.
Good call. Good call. Patterns are important in terms of analysis. So well said, Evan. Very well said. Have fun tonight, man. Is it a sausage party? Are there ladies in there?
Oh, there's actually many.
There's what?
There are many women in here.
Bravo.
I'm actually it feels like 50-50 right now. Everybody's got somebody. It's not super packed in here though right now.
Bravo. That's a
Everyone's
good 50-50.
outside.
That's all you could ask for, man. Evan, are you married? I can't remember. I'm sorry. Is that a Purdue personal?
I am. I'm not officially married, but I'm basically like in effect married. Yeah.
Armando, I don't know if you can reveal your status relationship-wise publicly, but regardless, have fun. That's all I can say. Just have some fun tonight. 50-50, I'll take those odds 10 times out of 10.
Oh, we're here to have a good time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For
Enjoy,
sure,
gentlemen. Thanks for checking in. Thank you.
Good luck.
Appreciate you. Love you. Have a good time. There you go. That's Armando Laura, and that's Evan Ball, and even Traveling Urquidez joining us. Tracy, I'm going to post a link in the chat again because Tracy McKindle was at the game tonight. And if you could join us for even like just a few minutes, I'd love to get your take on what the scene was like in Atlanta following the Golden State Warriors losing to the Hawks. Final score 126-110 in a game that drops the Golden State Warriors to 33-38. Now 5 games below 500 on the night. Again, our FanDuel player of the game was Nate Williams, who I thought played exceptional basketball tonight. His one issue is consistency. He had a career high 19 points this evening. Nate Williams on the season, I actually want to bring up his stat line just to give you some a bigger picture of what he's been doing on the year in terms of consistency, just to show you that the potential is there. His first game his second game, with the Golden State Warriors, he dropped 18 points against the LA Clippers. That was back on March 2nd. But then he follows that with a lot of meh games, right? Like he had 18 against the Clippers, just 2 against the Rockets, just 4 against the OKC Thunder, then has 12 against the Utah Jazz, then has just 2 against the Bulls and the Knicks, does not even score a point against the Wizards in very limited minutes, only scores 2 points against the Celtics, then has 19 tonight. And again, that's usually what separates good from great in most things, sports included. Consistency. Can you do it over and over and over again? Julian is on the show. I'm going chronologically in order here. Julian, what was your reaction to tonight's game? How are you doing?
Oh, I mostly came on to these Kaminga haters, and they're just so stupid. So things that Desiree,
it's a shrinking group, but yeah, they're absolute morons. Yes,
well, it's very easy to just debunk them. So, for example, Desiree said that, if Kaminga didn't hold up the Warriors for 3 months, we could have signed some players. I don't think it takes much brain cells to understand the cap and understand what was going on. The Warriors could not have signed anyone other than who they did sign, which was Milton and Horford, because they were over a certain cap limit. They didn't have $22 million to get a free agent. They only could re-sign Kaminga because he was part of the bird rights of the luxury tax and the first apron. So the Warriors had no cap space to go out and get someone. So no, JK didn't hold up anybody. They already told you months that Horford's coming, Melton's coming, Seth Curry's coming. They told you who their signing was. So that was just an idiotic point. What they could have done was a sign and trade, but they didn't trade Kaminga to the Suns or the Kings when they had trades available like Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, and a pick from the Suns. So that's knocking that down. It's just absolutely stupid that people don't do research. And one thing that Desiree said, he said, we can't take a victory lap. What the fuck are you talking about? This is why people like myself go, like, I am the reaction of your action.
Not to mention, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, Julian, if Desiree looked up the word disingenuous and was like, I'm going to use that word tonight. It would shock me if you even knew what that word meant. What am I disingenuous about? Yeah. Okay, don't sit here and accuse me of things without having any evidence to back it up. Kristaps Porzingis, this is like he actually is sitting here and saying I'm disingenuous because he thinks that the Warriors somehow batted 500 in that trade, getting Tingus Pingus when he's played 8 games, and some games he does okay. Again, he had the 30-point game against the Wizards, but then he also had just 9 against the Thunder. He only had 12 against the Celtics. Only had 11 against the Celtics the second time. He had 17 points in 20 minutes in a loss to the Bulls. And then he had 5 points in that Pistons game before he had to bow out. And he's 30 going on old. Yeah. I mean, you're not getting younger once you hit 30. So it's just a year after year. You're just going to get worse and older in the process. And somehow, like, I'm disingenuous because that's a fair trade.
Well, Cyrus, that was going to be my next point, and I don't understand what these people see. One, you've only won one game with Kristaps playing, and so if you say that Kristaps and Kaminga has played the same game,
you're right.
And then he said, "Well, Kristaps has been better for us." No, you have losses.
And Julian, tell people what the one game was that they won. Who was the opponent?
Against the Wizards. And
Thank you.
And Kaminga had 27 against the Wizards, so you can even it out. But what I was going to eventually say was when you say, Kristaps had better games. One, you've lost most of them, and if you look at the stats, it's very easy, Desiree, if you're watching or anybody that's like a Kaminga, that you want to take your victory lap. Going into tonight, Kristaps was averaging 14.9 points per game. Jonathan averaging 14.8 per game. Kristaps is averaging 4 rebounds per game, while Jonathan Kuminga is averaging 7.5 rebounds per game. Kristaps' shooting percentages is 41%. Let's round up to 42% from the field and 28% from 3. While Jonathan Kuminga, even though you saw a bad game and you think that he had 2 bad games before, is still averaging 56% from the field and 58% from 3. So there is no metric, Desiree, or anyone that wants to side with him and hold his hand and circle jerk each other, that Kristaps has been playing better for the Warriors than JK has been playing for the Hawks because they're undefeated. And Cyrus, I'm glad you brought up the what you're seeing with your eyes when it comes to the defense, because that's when people box score watch, they don't watch the games. He's hustling for rebounds. There's games that I've watched. Like, for example, the Mavs, they cannot score him. Cooper Flagg could not score him. They try to go at him, and they bounce right off. So the defense is a big part of the game. So and also, I know I'm talking a lot, but Ansi, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a story that came out where Ansi told Kaminga, we're trying to win. And we're also going to try to unlock your game. And if you listen to a lot of things that Kaminga's saying in the organization, Kaminga understands that for this year, he's playing a role because they have a goal. And when the Warriors made the trade, I believe the Warriors were over 500. Now they're under 500 in the 10th seed. When the Hawks were under 500, now they're 8 games over and in the 6th seed.
They're 6.
There's a drastic difference, and this winning streak that they've gotten on. Yes, Kaminga's only played half of them, but it started after that trade. So there's something that's happening within that team in the locker room and chemistry that has started this run and started to having belief. So it's just asinine that you have people saying, "Oh, we're looking for our victory lap." It's not about, like, I never want to be about Kaminga or Pods or Kaminga versus Warriors. But when I say, like, there's demonic energy, this is the energy that we see. People are like, you see your chat. For some reason, you're seeing more haters come in the chat today because they believe that they've won something with Kaminga going 1 for 9 instead of looking at you. They call themselves Warriors fans. You got blown out. You got your ass beat.
Yes.
And
how can you like, in what world is this a quote unquote victory lap for the Kaminga haters when you lost? Like the team you traded him to beat the shit out of you. How is this a victory tour? You traded him for an old dude who is not readily available. How is this a victory tour? And by the way, Sven in our chat, you're being put in timeout for 2 reasons. One, no homophobia. Don't be homophobic in our chat, please. Friendly reminder, that's a huge reason why Desi was blocked, because again, dudes dropping N-bombs in the chat and then have the audacity the first time I called him out on it going, "Oh, I didn't know that was wrong." Again, this is the levels that we're dealing with here. And Sven, you also had the nerve to rip on Evan Ball, a friend of the program, calling him a nerd who never played. Sven, I'm 100% certain you didn't play, so don't be a hypocrite. Don't sit here and accuse someone else of not playing when you probably have never even touched a basketball. You probably don't even know how it feels. And the reason why I'm confident with that opinion is every single one of you Kaminga haters are not basketball players. Every single one of you are casual fans who probably got really excited when the Warriors dynasty started, and that's been a long run. It's now over. You don't know what to do with yourselves. All you know is that this team was once amazing. You think Steve Kerr was responsible for that, which is absolute comedy. And again, you did not play. Anybody who played this game it can recognize very easily the value in a guy like Jonathan Kuminga with the size, with the athleticism, with the complete skill set. The only tools who would say otherwise, again, are casual fans who don't know shit about hoops, never played organizationally, probably never even played on a blacktop. And so you just think that Steve Kerr's quote-unquote high IQ brand of basketball, which is comedy in and of itself, is the reason for the Warriors' success. It is one of the biggest con jobs I've seen in recent history in terms of one man fooling so many into believing that he somehow has the magic touch. Stephen Curry has the magic touch. Unfortunately, Steph is old now. It's over. And we welcome Sharia on that note. Sharia, I'm really, really excited to see you. Happy to see you. How are you doing?
I'm good. Why is everybody so mad? Why is there so much bickering going on in the chat? I jumped in and I'm just like, what the hell happened?
Because you have this
upset about?
Because you have this section of the fan base. This is my opinion on it. You have a section of the fan base who is live and die, whatever, live or die, who's live or die with Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
And now they're dying. And they're going to die on that hill. And so what that means is if Steve Kerr doesn't agree with it, they agree with Kerr no matter what. Kerr doesn't like Kaminga, so they don't like Kaminga. They played Kaminga tonight. Kaminga scored 2 points. They're using that as evidence of, hey, gotcha. Even though the team that they're supposedly a fan of got their asses kicked tonight, and we're again, they handily lost this game. I don't know why you would pretend that this is somehow a victory lap if you're a Kaminga hater. I don't get that at all. Nick Kerr in our chat saying, address my comments. What comments? What am I wrong about? Nick, why don't you come on the show? I'd love to hear your opinions on this, man.
Nick Kerr doesn't understand that you're hosting a show and you can't look at the comments over.
Well, what am I wrong about? What did I miss here? What are you accusing me of that I missed? That's the part please enlighten me on that. Nick, I'm reading right now. Oh, I see. Nick Kerr saying, I'm wrong. Kaminga is not that guy. Again, another assumption. You base that on what? Your own amazing observation skills? So are you an A-list NBA scout who can tell better than actual players who's good and who's not? Because every player sees the potential in Kaminga. Every player sees the value in his skill set and athleticism and size and actual IQ, contrary to what you may believe. So don't assume he's not that guy. I never said he is that guy. What I've been saying from day one is the way the Warriors handled him, dumb. Makes no sense. Like Kerr, it gives two-sided, two-faced treatment to Kaminga and Porzingis. Make that make sense.
Sorry,
that's what I'm saying here, man.
May I ask you a question, sir?
What am I wrong about? And Nick Kerr saying, well, he dropped 2 points. What about the other games? What about the games where Porzingis has never once scored 30? And again, Nick Kerr, are you ignoring that there's defense being played in this game tonight? Are you just going to pretend that Kaminga's defense on Guy Santos did not happen? Come on, man. What am I wrong about? Like, Jesus Christ. So don't you can't sit here and say I was wrong about Kaminga when none of us can sit here and say objectively what he is. We still don't know. He's battling the bum knee, so he's not playing back-to-backs, right? Anybody who's not playing back-to-backs is not healthy. Kaminga did not play last night. He also did the Hawks also did not have Jalen Johnson tonight, interestingly enough. So who knows how that would have looked if Kaminga actually had another guy on the court to take some pressure off him, because every time Kaminga was on the court, the Warriors were squared up on him defensively. Nickeil Alexander-Walker finally woke up in the second half, but again, don't sit here and say I'm wrong about that. Nobody's right or wrong about Kaminga the player. What I'm confident that I'm right in is trading him and listening to Steve Kerr. That was wrong. That is just, there's nothing right about that. And all I can do personally is just hope and pray that Kerr's out at some point. Shreya, how are you? I'm sorry, man. Shreya, you're so welcomed. We needed your energy. What was your takeaway from tonight's game? And Julian, I apologize for cutting you off. You're not going anywhere, but Shreya's here with us right now. What was your takeaway from this game tonight?
Good evening, gentlemen. First and foremost, I said before this game started, and Julian, you can attest to that this will be a Dyson Daniels-Zach game. And I said that Kaminga is not going to go hard tonight. I said he's going to let the game come to him, but he's going to let the team win. Like, I said that. And I knew that going into it because, first of all, he's injured. Second of all, why not let Dyson and Zach do it? The matchups were obvious,
Dyson Daniels had a game tonight.
Yes, he did. And I wasn't surprised. I mean, I don't understand what everyone's upset about. I mean, it was the inevitable, So
I like what Shooty Smokehouse in her chat says as well. I don't know if you agree with this, Sharia and Julian, but Shooty Smokehouse in her chat writing, when Hawks fans are thanking the Warriors, they're chanting, "Thank you, Warriors." When the Warriors broadcasters, Dominique Wilkins, Hall of Famer, one of the all-time greats, is saying, "Thank you, Warriors." In what world, if you're a Kaminga hater, do you think you're right?
Yeah. So can I mention, I'm not sure what broadcast you watched, but the support.
Local.
Yeah, the support. Well, I was watching the Hawks one. The support that you get from even a bad game such as this, like Dominique Wilkins, he's saying that, okay, well, his timing's off or his shot is flat. He's going to get that back. When he gets he only had 4 rebounds, but 2 of them were like really massive, like skying over people rebounds, and the announcers say, "There you go, Kaminga." They're encouraging him, and also Sharia mentioned, and I know people are going to say that, oh, the injury is no excuse, and some guy in the chat, he keeps on saying Kaminga has Christopher Reeves knees. People forget that Kaminga played over 67 games his first 3 seasons, 74 games and 70 games won. His injury this year was not like him, like AD running up and getting a groin injury or tweaking or his hand. He was pushed into someone and he stepped on someone's foot wrong. Those are fluke injuries. And part of, like, when I say there's something demonic going on with a particular niche of the fan base is because you're using these fluke injuries as something to get on a player about. If anything, he's showing the heart that he has, because the part of the reason why I brought up the broadcast, because they were saying Kaminga's limping out there. He's wincing. but he's still putting himself out there for the betterment of the team, because him out there, even at like 75%, is still one of the best athletes. He's still one of the best defenders, and he can be, like you said, Cyrus, a decoy. And every now and then he can have a good day with his knee and explode for 15, 20 points. I do hope that he is going to gradually get healthy. But the thing that the people are saying in the chat, as far as saying he's injury prone, he's had his two major injuries were him landing on someone's foot and being pushed into someone's foot. Oh, you're muted, Si. You're muted.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry. And him being durable has always been my one question mark, is because we don't know, right? Kerr never gave him extended runs and never committed. So we never truly found out if durability was an actual issue. But all I can tell you is, for the folks out there who pretend that tonight's 2.4 rebound, 2 assist performance by Kaminga is a reflection of who he actually is as a player. He's still shooting since joining the Atlanta Hawks nearly 60% from the 3-point line. And for the Nick Kerrs in the chat, I just said that. God damn you, Nicholas. Sorry about that. But for the Nicholas Kerrs out there who are in the chat saying that he sucks, that's not a shitty stat. And nor are the stats of Kaminga when he plays 30 minutes or more. So what do you base the and again, right here, see Nicholas Kerr saying 2 turnovers and 3 personal fouls. What about the defense on Guy Santos? You're just ignoring that? You're just going to pretend defense is not half the game? Half. 50% of the game. You're just going to ignore that because all you're looking at is a box score, and that tells you, oh, even though his team dominated, I'm focusing on just his stat line and just the offense because that's where most of the numbers are, and I can happily conclude he sucks.
Yeah, they don't understand.
You're out of your mind.
Fouls come with defense sometimes, and it's ridiculous.
And rebounding is a part of defense. And Kaminga, since joining the Hawks, is averaging nearly 8 rebounds a game. So it's just people just get set on their opinions.
Let me just say
please,
this. You know what's funny to me is a fan base, right? And a team that traded him. The team that traded for him does not have a problem. Their fan base does not have a problem with him scoring 0 points. They don't have an issue. But the team that traded him's fan base has a problem with it. And we lost. I'm sitting here trying to figure out. See, listen. I'm trying to see both sides of the disagreements.
I gave up a long time ago.
And the only reason why I'm trying to do that is because at the end of the day, the Hawks won. It is what it is. We still getting belt to ass. We're still getting belt to ass. So this shit is stupid. Agreed. I don't care if Pods had 0 points, Kaminga had 0 points, Guy had 0. Yeah, we still lost. So this shit is stupid. And at the end of the day, I do believe that Guy was in his head, JK was in his head, and Paz was in his head. They were in their own head. It's so obvious. So this argument is stupid as hell. At the end of the day, the Hawks won. And the Warriors need work. We need work. And I'm saying we, because I'm still rocking with the Warriors. The shit is trash, but I'm still over there. But I'm over there with the Hawks too, because I want them to do good, right?
Well, they're the 6 seed now.
Yes, they are. And simply because of the egregious actions of the organization. Like, I can't root for a team that organization has a lot of microaggressions. They're full of shit. They're lying. They're twisting narratives. And like, I just like I've been saying, Williams needs to play more. All of a sudden tonight, Williams is playing. But you couldn't play him against anybody else. You played him tonight because you knew he had it and he's aggressive. You knew that. But any other games you don't want to play, and we got to see Leon's. We got to continue to see Leon's that everybody said in the beginning, oh, he looks good. He's got a nice build. Leon's is hideous. We all know it. It's giving Steve Urkel, okay? I'm sure he's a lovely fella. But it's just not, it's not hitting. Williams needs to play more. And Steve knows that because he played him. Just like Cryer needs to play more. Steve knows that because he played him. That's the shit that pisses me off about the Golden State Warriors is you know what you have, but you sit them. That's my issue.
No, it's wise words. No pushback there at all. And in this game in the first half, it's important to note as well that both teams. This was a close game at halftime. The score at the half, the Warriors trailed this one by 6, largely because they shot 45% from deep. The Hawks shot 50% from deep. And then the difference between the two teams ultimately is at the start of the third quarter, the Hawks just took off and blew this thing wide open. But what I keep looking at with this box score is every other Hawks player thrived. Dyson Daniels is not typically an offensive juggernaut, yet he led all scorers tonight, 28 points. He's a horrible three-point shooter, yet he hits 40% of his threes. He's 12 of 17 from the field. Muhammad Gay, who is not even a starter on this team. I'm surprised that he started over Kaminga tonight. A sort of surprise, except for the fact that Quinn Schneider actually sees Kaminga as a 3, his natural position. And so he wanted a more traditional 4 out there tonight. It paid off, the decision. But my point is Muhammad Gay, not exactly an offensive juggernaut. Tonight, 16 points, perfect 4 of 4 from beyond the arc. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who is typically an offensive juggernaut. The Warriors clearly made a concerted effort tonight to shut 2 dudes down. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who finished with just 17 points, and Kaminga, who finished with just 2. Another player who is very wildly inconsistent on this Hawks team, Zachary Riso-Shaw, 17 points tonight, 3 of 4 shooting from beyond the arc. Nearly all of these 3-point attempts were wide open. Nearly every penetration by the Atlanta Hawks. CJ McCollum, another example of who thrived tonight. 23 points for CJ McCollum because the defense was not paying attention to him. Warriors defense tonight was solely focused on Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Jonathan Kuminga. And that strategy backfired horribly, except for the Kaminga haters who are now sitting here pretending that it's a victory lap for them because Kaminga did not have a high-scoring output, even though his team won handily and even though his defense played a huge part in their win.
Let me say this. Zach is good. Zach is good for them. If Zach gets minutes, when Zach does get minutes, he's good. He delivers. And I said that in the beginning. Did I not, Julian? I said this is a Zach and Dyson game. Dyson doesn't even have to shoot threes or anything. Dyson has a nice floater, and Dyson facilitates. Not the pods kind of facilitate, the other kind of facilitate. He really does, right? Yeah. And Mo, that's the same thing that their fan base is saying. They want to see more of Mo and less of Landale, you know? Like, at the end of the day, they have the pieces. Their wings are big. Their wings are consistent. The issue I have with them is double O, Onyeka. Onyeka is a good offensive player, but he's terrible on defense, right? And that's the issue with Kispert. Kispert is good on offense at times, but he's terrible at defense. CJ McCollum is a bucket getter any time of the day. He's a veteran. He has an IQ, and he gets it going, right? The issue I have with CJ is I want CJ to facilitate more because he is a veteran. He should have the wherewithal to know pass more. But sometimes you just got to take over a game. So I don't mind CJ doing that. Do you see what I'm saying? But they do have the pieces. They do have the pieces. And Landale, it's my only issue, is Landale.
I want to play this clip for you guys real fast, you folks. And apologies to the people waiting in the chat. Julian, Julian, do you have any thoughts while I pull this clip up real quick? Because I want to get to. First of all, I love the folks who jumped into the green room for a second just to throw a lot of shade at me in the private chat and then bounce because none of them want to actually face me, and that's fine. Whatever, I'm used to it. Yoon Kines, we're gonna bring you on. Kayoko, you're gonna bring. We're gonna bring you on. You're being patient. Julian, anything you want to add? I'm sorry, we've been.
No, I was just going to say shout out to Armando because he did call yesterday.
Yeah,
that someone will have a career high against the Warriors tonight, and it was Dyson Daniels. His 28 is a career high. Shout out to Sharia because she called it on point. My emotions wanted Kaminga to have a big game, but Sharia's like, no, this is a Dyson and
Zach game.
Zach game as well, and also breaking down, those that don't understand the Hawks. Like, they're trying to figure out their rotations. And you saw Mo Gay tonight. He clearly should be the backup center, but he's not. And part of the minutes that you see what Kaminga's getting, he's passing to Jock Landale, who's fumbling his passing.
Sucks.
And I'm not too down on Gabe Vincent, but I know, like, here's what we know about Kaminga so far. They haven't thrown him that baseline lob that he was so good at with the Warriors. They haven't hit him with a cut to the baseline, a dunker spot. So they're still trying to figure him out. And he, like I mentioned about Auntie, he just said, "Hey, we're just trying to win." So he's fitting in. He's happy. He's happy tonight. When he sat on the when he did that hustle play, he sat with the crowd. He's smiling. So whether he gets 2 points or 20, this is where he wants to be. And the coach believes in him. The organization believes in him. Right now, they understood when they got him, they were a few games under 500, and they just need to focus on a few things. And when people say, "Oh, he's not that guy," like, what do you mean by the word guy? Because there's plenty of, like, let's hypothetically say he's never all-star. There's plenty of great guys like Nickeil Alexander, Dyson Daniels that are not all-stars. They're around the league. And as of right now, they traded for a 15-7 guy. And so if he's not 25 and SGA, okay, fine. But for this season, they traded for a 15-7 guy. And I think that's good enough to balance out their roster and give them a puncher's chance in a weak Eastern Conference that they're moving up the standings. So that's what I got to say. And I'll get off so you can add someone else to the chat. But thank you, Sai. Keep your patience.
Of course. Thank you.
Cool. And Sharia, she's a basketball genius.
Thank you.
She knows her shit. No doubt about that. In the chat, Giuseppe Gold saying, "Can I ever admit that I'm wrong?" Yeah, when I am wrong, happily, of course. But like, what do you want me to admit here? That I'm wrong? That the Warriors should have traded Kaminga? They should have traded him for Kristaps?
Sometimes
what the hell do you want me to admit?
Can't have a bad game tonight and suck.
So you want me to admit that Kaminga had a bad offensive game tonight? Sure. I never, put down, a stake in the ground and proclaimed on top of a mountain, Jonathan Kuminga is going to have a great game tonight. It's one game, big deal. And he still did well defensively, which represents, friendly reminder, half the game. So I don't, what do you want me to admit?
I don't understand when they say, like, Kaminga's not him, just like Julian said, like, okay, okay, if you say that, Steph is him, but we ain't got no more hims after Steph. Where's the rest of the hims? Steph's not there, but who else do we have? That's my whole thing. You can spend your time slandering Kaminga. It doesn't matter. He's gone to a team that is climbing very fast. Okay? We're still left with nobody.
Paul the Freak Show in our chat is writing, "Drop the link." It's too late. All right. If I don't drop the link over and over again because I want to go home at some point, I have a life beyond this show. But they add, "I bounced because you did not pull me in." Well, if you want to come on the show, you got to wait sometimes, man. I'm going in chronological order here.
Warriors fans is crazy.
I know it's just, and not to mention, Paul, if that was you writing all those nasty things, why the hell am I going to bring you on the show if that was in fact you? But so sorry. Next time, if you actually want to come on, wait your turn. That's how life works. Steph the Goat's been waiting, and I know Steph the Goat disagrees with me often. I know Steph the Goat is a huge Steve Kerr homer, so this should be fun. Steph the Goat, how are you doing?
Yo, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm all right. What's up?
Yeah, I've argued with you before, and
you have? I've never brought Steph the Goat on the show. I don't remember that. So you're saying you've been on before?
No. Just on the chat.
So is this Desi? This is one of like your 5 handles?
No, this is not Desi. I don't know. This is not him.
Okay. What's going on, man? What's on your mind?
No, I mean, I've been you've been saying I'm a Kerr homer or whatever. I just want to get that. Like, I am not a Kerr homer.
Okay.
I never have been. I've respected what he's done in the past. But these past 5 years, he hasn't been good.
Past 7 years. I would like to say past 7 years for the record, but sure.
I mean, post 2022,
post 2019. Don't act like 2020 and 2021 did not happen. All right. Those also happened. Okay. 2022 was very special. And I will say to the end, your handle is right. When your handle is Steph the GOAT, good call on that. That's an awesome handle. 2022, Steph was out of his freaking mind. All-time greatness. But you take away 2022, and this has not been a nice 7 years. And that's my problem.
Okay, that's fair. You could say that. But obviously he's not a development coach. He never has been. And that's kind of the problem. You never built a contender. And you tried to do this whole 2 timelines thing, and it clearly didn't work out and it backfired on you. This past season has been a nightmare. And when you're watching these games, like, you're missing how much? Like 170 million, basically. Like 60 million Steph, 60 million Jimmy, 30 million, Kristaps, and then Moody, even Al. Like, basically your entire rotation is missing. So of course you're not going to win. You suck.
Can I respond to that real fast? And I'm not cutting you off, but I just want to respond and add an addendum to that, because I saw a Barber in our chat tonight say, well, dude, we're missing our top 7 guys. What did you expect when your top 7 guys are boomers? What did you expect when your best player's 38, your second best player is 37, third best player is 37, fourth best player, your coach hates him. Al Horford's going to be 40. Kristaps Porzingis looks like an old man. He walks like an old man. I know he's only 30 or whatever, but he's got a mysterious ailment that no one even is at this point. We don't even know what the hell's going on with him, because he came out and said he has POTS. Kerr says he doesn't have POTS. What the hell's going on here? We don't even know. My point is, yes, they're missing their 7 best players, but at the same time, Steve Kerr signed off on his 7 best players being older than dirt. So that's why I don't like that excuse, man. It's like, this is the bet Steve Kerr made. Does that make sense?
Who is this again? Is this?
I don't know. He calls himself Steph the GOAT.
Is this Desi's cousin?
I don't know.
Dude, this is, bro. I see people be saying I'm not. I don't know who Desi is. All right, I really don't. I'm not Desi. Okay, I am not.
You know who he is. He's been on the show routinely, pokes my buttons. But
listen. If you're not, I apologize. Go ahead, because I really want to hear what you have to say.
Because I'm not Desi. All right.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, move on. We're moving on.
Yeah, glad we got that. Okay. I mean, I think that's fair. That's fair. My thing is, like, what's the other option? You know what I mean? Like, of course we're old, but it's like, what were we supposed to do? Is my thing.
I mean, do you watch the shows routinely or no? Because I provide options almost every day. That's what frustrates me, is that this podcast guy here is routinely, on an almost daily basis, giving you options that would result in success. But the guy making $20 million as the head coach of the Warriors is the guy with all the decision-making power, and he's driving this organization into the dirt. That's what frustrates me. What are your options? Here, okay, for starters, don't trade Kaminga. Here's another one. Don't give Podziemski all the minutes. Here's another one. Remember that size is actually important in basketball. I mean, the Warriors did not focus on size until 2 months into the season. All of a sudden, they were like, oh, yeah, we need that. All of a sudden, Steve Kerr came out of nowhere and was like, yeah, the game's getting bigger and the game's getting faster. It's like, you think? Why is Steve Kerr always behind the curve on everything? Like, he was ahead of the curve in 2014. That was like 13 years ago. Like 13 years ago. And people are still sticking up for him. And I don't even know if he was ahead of the curve then. He just took someone else's system and taught it to Steph and Dre. That's a Clay. Anyways, are you asking what the Warriors should do now, or are we going back into the previous offseason? Like at what point are you talking about here in terms of options?
I mean, I'd say like last offseason, like.
Okay, I got it. Here's my answer to that. You should have just let Kaminga go for starters.
Agreed.
That was a colossal mistake, doing nothing for 3 months, eventually bringing this disgruntled player back who didn't like the coach. Coach doesn't like the player, yet you bring him back. Steve Kerr signs off on it, saying he's going to try to make it work when he clearly was not. Speaking of being genuine, he was disingenuous, saying that. There was no real commitment to Kaminga from Steve Kerr. Like 2 weeks, and then you bounce. Whereas you have like months of patience for guys like Buddy Hield and Brandon Podziemski, but with Kaminga, it's 2 weeks and that's it. Like, get the hell out of here, man. That is disingenuous. They
Okay.
should never have. Yeah, sorry, Sheree.
I just want to hear what our good friend here is saying because he
Okay,
hasn't
I'll shut
gotten
up.
he
I'll
hasn't
shut
gotten
up.
out what he wants
You're
to
right.
say.
This is
And
why
he-
you're amazing.
Right, and he wants to speak his truth, and he was speaking some things
I'm
earlier.
muted. I'm going to mute
I'd
and
love
I'm going to
to
listen.
hear it.
Okay.
So go ahead, good friend.
Okay, I appreciate that. No, but basically my point is like we built a team of old guys, you know, and you could say, you know, that's the reason why we suck. Yeah, that's fair. Like, of course, you're more injury prone. I think the Jimmy thing was a pro. I think this program has stated, you know, that we have different opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was a good move. I think you could say that, okay, we paid too much for him, but it's also like we had no other options. You know,
Right.
I mean, KD, that it was a backup option, is what it
Right.
was.
And not to
Considering the
mention,
fact
if
that-
sorry to jump in here real fast, but not to mention that even though Jimmy Butler is making double what Wiggins made, it still put the Warriors above the salary cap. Like, in other words, even if the Warriors didn't make that trade and kept Wiggins and were paying him nearly $30 million this year, they're still a first apron team. That's why the Jimmy Butler deal did not bother me that much. Yeah, Sheree, I'll shut up now.
Right.
I'm muting.
You know, that's great. That's what I was gonna say too. So that's good.
Right.
But like, I think, you know, Jimmy, no one expected him to blow his knee out. Like, that was tough.
You did?
The season was.
You didn't expect that?
I mean, do I think he's the most durable player? Absolutely not.
But you didn't think that was going
I-
to happen with them running him down to the ground, all the way low under the limbo line?
Hey,
You didn't
maybe
think that?
I didn't think he was gonna have a season-ending injury. No, I did not
Okay,
believe that he was
okay.
gonna blow his entire knee out. No, I did not
Okay,
expect
go
that.
ahead.
But of course, like he might have had like meniscus injury or like some, you know, negative, like a little mini injuries here and there. Like, yes, I did
Okay.
expect that. I think we were using
Okay.
him at the 4. Agreed.
But you
on
didn't
that,
think he was
but
going to blow his knee straight to hell? No?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
I did
Go
not
ahead.
think that.
What you think's going to
Okay.
happen to Milton?
Melton. I mean, the way we're using him right now, yeah, you might get injured, but I think he's
But
a little
he's
younger.
already coming off of an injury. So what you think about that? We running him down to the ground under the limbo line.
I mean, he had a couple months. We were on a minutes restrict. Like we had 25 minutes for him like every night.
But we
You know what I mean?
running
Like,
him to the ground, under the
I mean,
ground.
yeah, no, but he needs to. That needs to happen for him to get a contract, though. You know what I mean? Like
So
he needs to be,
run the knee to the ground to get a contract. So when you run to the knee to the
No.
ground, how you gonna get a contract?
No, I'm just saying, like, he needs to prove that he's playing consistent minutes every single night. He can be available on back-to-backs
But
to get
who
the
else they
contract he
got?
wants. What do you mean? Who else they got?
Who
Nobody.
else they
Like,
got?
we know that.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Let me go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm enjoying this. Go ahead. Let me be quiet.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So that my whole point is, we built a contender. Clearly, it didn't work, right?
Mhm, mhm.
And the next steps from here probably is to get younger.
Okay.
One, I think we can agree on that. The Jimmy contract, he's probably an expiring contract.
Mhm.
Having him miss like the entirety of, you know, the next or half of the next season, whatever it may be, that would be tough.
Oh, okay.
Draymond looks pretty washed.
Okay.
That's someone who is also an expiring contract. That's
Mhm.
someone you probably should flip. And you're losing games. You're probably not going to make the playoffs. You
No.
probably want to get like a top 10 draft pick, and
Okay.
actually draft a good player, and then probably let go of Kerr. So I think we agree on those things needing to be, you know, it needs to happen. And in terms of Steph, like, you know, obviously my handle is Steph to go. Like, I'm a huge Steph fan.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. We saw that. But for him, like, he wants to play meaningful basketball. You know what I mean? That's
Yes.
what he wants. You're not going to trade him. So this whole like thing of like, let's rebuild, I don't think that's going to go over well. Like, we need to still be at least competitive. if you know what I mean.
Yes. What do
And-
you think we should do? If you say Draymond is washed, Steph is still the
Mhm.
GOAT, there's all these other problems. So what's your suggestion? Starting with the coach, and we can work our way down.
Yeah. I mean, like, what I look at is, and it's not similar. Like, the Suns last year were a mess, right? And they
Mhm.
somehow found a way to like flip it around. And that's, I think, what you need to try to do at least, in terms of they got, you know, they traded Durant for a first round pick. They got Dylan Brooks. They got these guys. And they're obviously not a contender, but they're fun.
And a new coach. Don't forget
competitive.
new coach.
New coach. Yeah, agreed. And they they built their team, their new team. It's a lot of energy. They play super hard, and they're just a fun watch.
They
so I think
are.
that's what they need
So
to go
what
for.
should we do with Steve Kerr?
Yeah, I mean, no, I agree with you guys. I think it's time to let Steve Kerr go. Like, I'm not.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm
what
not
should we
sitting up
what
here-
should we do with Draymond since you say he's washed? Thinking from the angle that you're thinking from, and I respect that. So we're getting rid of Steve Kerr, new coach. What we doing with Draymond? You say he's washed. We keeping him or we getting rid of him?
I mean, look, if you can get rid of him, I think you probably do it. If there's not any market, which there probably isn't any market.
You don't think
Dre?
so?
I mean, he's
there's a
old,
market.
though. Like,
There is
There's definitely a
100%.
market.
Yeah, I'm going
Where?
to strongly disagree there. Draymond Green could still command something because a lot of teams like the Pistons stick out to me. The Knicks stick out to me. Even a
Knicks?
team like the Hawks stick out to me. Any team that's like getting there or is very close, they look at a piece like Draymond and think to themselves, that guy's winning us a championship this year. Draymond has surprisingly strong value still, I think.
Shit, the Hawks will take him.
So I like this. So let me ask you this, because I expressed an opinion earlier in the show, which may or may not be strong, which is after next season, if Stephen Curry wants to keep playing, like to me, it's not the end of the world if he finishes on another team.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think just unrealistic because it means a lot to him to be on one team. So like the whole.
But what if he wants to play till he's 45? What if like year after year he's like just his body's falling apart, but he's like, I love the game, bro. I don't want to give it up. What do you do? Because this is the huge problem teams have with great players at the end of their runs. A lot of them don't want to leave, and who can blame them, right? I mean, they have all the privilege in the world. I mean, they have like assistants everywhere, an organization that feeds them, that clothes them, that bathes them, that massages them, that pays for all their travel, that feeds their family. Like of course nobody wants to quit this amazing life. It's incredible. It's a once in a lifetime experience that they're in the middle of right now. But all good things come to an end. And for an organization, when a player is old, it's a tough choice you got to make. What if Steph refuses to walk away? What do you do?
That you just keep him, right? Like I don't understand. Like
so, $60 million a year. You're going to pay him $70 million a year as a 40-year-old?
No, I think he's expressed as well. Like he would be willing to come off the bench. I've seen a lot of reports.
He said that
of him. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I've never heard that.
I've never heard that either. I'm going to look that up right now. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, there's a lot of misinformation out there, so maybe I got duped.
No, you might be right. You also might be right. I'll look it up.
He's not right. We've never heard Draymond say that. You're not right, sir. But there's a lot of clickbait. There's a lot of. Let me just say this, good friend. Let me just say this, good friend. No. Let me just say this, good friend, because I've quite enjoyed you. But no, whatever you clicked on, Steph didn't say that. Because if Steph didn't say that, Draymond didn't even say that. So we know Steph didn't say that.
All right, can I provide some clarity here?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what's going on with that. Oh, wait. Wait, hold on. Okay, so on March 5th, because originally, when you Google Stephen Curry coming off the bench, there's a soundbite of him from 2022 saying, because remember, he did come off the bench in that first round series against the Nuggets after he missed the end of the season. So people are looking at that. But here's where that speculation came from. In terms of Stephen Curry coming off the bench, according to the Ringer's Howard Beck is like, he's been around this game for decades. He used to write, I think, for the LA Times, Sports Illustrated when they used to be big. And he's now with the Ringer, former guest of the show, actually, a couple years ago. And Howard Beck is the one who said Stephen Curry can be the guy. Okay, here's the exact quote. Beck said, quote, Steph and I talked about this for a story I did back in January. And his thing was, yeah, I could be a role player. I could come off the bench. Okay.
Okay, Steph.
So he did say, hey, look at that, Sharia. Let's go.
You right. You got me.
You got me. Hey.
Well, but again, it is secondhand. It's I mean, look, it's not like this is that soundbite is out there publicly. I don't even think Howard Beck wrote that part in the story. The reason why I'm a little suspect of that, even with the Howard Beck quote, is because like Mark Spears a couple weeks ago came out and said that Steph told him that there's going to be a superstar coming to the Warriors this summer. And it was like an eye-popping attribution. Like, wait, what's Mark Spears saying here? Like he said it like it's a guarantee. And people were running with it. Again, I was in shock. We talked about this on the show a little bit. The following week, Mark Spears was back with 95.7 The Game, who he's now a paid contributor for. And they did follow up on that. They're like, Mark, last time you were here, you said that Steph told you he's expecting a superstar to be coming to the team this summer. And could you elaborate on that? Because that's a bomb. And immediately people were running with it's either going to be Giannis, maybe LeBron James. And then Mark clarified and said, I should have actually reworded that and said, this is what I expect that Steph will get this offseason is a star to pair up with him. He did not tell me that. I don't know that for a fact. And then he apologized. So part of me wonders, is this a Mark Spears moment with Howard Beck where he might have to backtrack, but he also might be right. Who knows? So Shree, I'm not necessarily saying that anybody's right or wrong here. Could be right.
No, let me be wrong because everybody,
okay.
not everybody, but Shardal and I forgot the other person is in the chat saying Sharia is wrong. Sharia is wrong. So I'm wrong. I take that. It's not a problem. But at the end of the day, Steph ain't coming off the bench. I don't care if Moses and Jesus said it. He's not coming off the bench. And
let's just hear the soundbite itself. What do we hear from the horse's mouth instead of all this speculation? And the good news is Howard Beck was a guest on a FanDuel show, so that gives us some freedom here, have a little leeway. This is with Michelle Beadle, Chandler Parsons, and Lou Williams. Side note, Boogie Cousins, who's a regular member on this panel, is currently playing professional basketball somewhere. I forgot where it was. The reason why I even know that is I'm trying to get him on this show as a guest. And that to me would be an unbelievable individual to have on the show. I'm working on it. It's a TBD right now. Boogie's out of the country right now. Again, he's playing in some other pro league. But when he comes back, I'm hoping and praying that Boogie Cousins will come on the show. But for now, this was Howard Beck. Again, longtime NBA journalist, currently writes for The Ringer. And he apparently sat down with Stephen Curry in January. And this is what Howard Beck said about the future of Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors.
And there's obviously now there's speculation about how much longer Steph Curry is going to play, which is also sad and obnoxious because I want him to play forever. As longer he plays, I feel like he's the one guy that his game can continue. He's not going to not be able to shoot. You know, it's like, is he the guy that kind of has more longevity than these other guys, or is his clock ticking?
It's interesting, Chandler, because there are some guys who, if they can't be themselves, if they can't be dominant, it's time to go. Or if they can't still contend, it's time to go. Steph and I talked about this for the story I did back in January, and his thing was like, yeah, I could be a role player. I could come off the bench. I could be, you think about guys like Vince Carter, his last several years where he was like part role player, part mentor / seventh assistant coach or whatever. Paul Pierce toward the end, Grant Hill toward the end. There's a lot of different ways you can go out as, an NBA legend in this league. And Steph, when we talked about it, seemed to put everything on the table. Like he wouldn't mind if he's diminished, or whatever, lost a step, 2 steps, if he can't be a starter anymore, if he can't, he basically said, like, I don't want to be a traffic cone out there defensively, but he's always going to be able to shoot. So, there are various ways he could decide to carry out his last 2, 3, 4, however many years he wants. The one thing that was very, very clear, though, is that he wants that to end in Golden State.
Okay. So he wants to end his career as a member of the Warriors, even though there's a quote out there from more recent days in just the last year or two where he was asked if he could finish his career with the Charlotte Hornets. I believe this was the same evening as Del Curry, his dad's jersey retirement, and he did not rule that out. So who knows? I feel like this is the standard boilerplate template for how a superstar player's career ends, where they want to keep going, even if it's no longer beneficial for the team. I guess the only strong opinion I have with this whole situation is if Steve Kerr and him are not a package deal, Steph, play the next 7-8 years. I could give a shit. But if Steve Kerr has to come with you and Joe Lacob's just going to acquiesce, no, I'm done. I'm done. Like after next year, I'm done. Like if Stephen Curry insists on continuing to play at the age of 40 and beyond, and he keeps dragging Kerr with him, and this Warriors team just keeps flailing in the process, no, I will not support that. That is my line. Shreya, what's your reaction to that?
I don't know what Joe's going to do. I don't know. Is Joe selling a team or what's happening? Because Joe is asleep at the wheel. I don't know what's happening. It's like we have all these emotions and we have all this energy. You got bickering in the chat. You got just so much shit. And Joe, I haven't heard from Joe in a month of Sundays. Like, yo, where's Joe?
He did one interview.
He did one interview. Shit is all kind of messed up and crickets. I'm not losing sleep over this shit because Joe ain't losing no sleep, clearly.
Because here's another a problem I have, and then Steph, I'll let you pick it up, and then Kyoko will finish up the show. What I've saw a lot of this season, and I didn't like what I saw, is a huge reason that Kerr was playing Podziemski and GP2 with Stephen Curry out there is because those two, when they're out there with Steph, have one goal in mind, and that's setting screens to give Steph space. And if that's what Stephen Curry basketball looks like for the remainder of his career, where he basically needs to always have two henchmen out there setting these just screens, regardless of what their talent level is, I'm out. You know, like that's like this is if you in other words, if you're a basketball player and the only way you can thrive is you need two other guys always setting screens for you so you can have space, maybe it's time to hang it up. You know, maybe that should be your sign that okay, you've hit the point where you're no longer that guy, and we're already seeing a bit of a decline this year, and again missing nearly 20 games now with the bad knee. I don't know. Steph the GOAT, your handle leaves me to turn to you and have the final word on this.
I mean, I don't personally, you know, you call me back. I don't see a decline. Like,
right.
In terms of his game, no, you could say his body is breaking down. Sure. That can be something that you're saying, okay, he's older, he's getting more injured. Absolutely. That's a fair assessment. But in terms of his game, like you just see him play and like he makes Draymond playable. And
correct.
That's crazy. You see him playing right now. Draymond looks unplayable. So like he still elevates guys. He has, you know, GP2 and Draymond. That like those lineups work with him because he's so good offensively. And then you have GP2 and Draymond helping him defensively. So you know, I still see a formula. You know, it's tough. He's older. This is why the past like 4 years of just not contending drove me crazy because it's like that was the time. You know, 2023 was still elite. The year we missed the playoffs, you know, lost as a 10th seed, he was still really good that year. Last year, once Jimmy came, he was insanely good. Like he hasn't dropped off, man. He really hasn't. And that's also because of his game. It translates well. You know, he could shoot the three. His movements, elite. You know, he knows how to cut. And he makes things happen out there. So.
Here's the only thing I'll push back on with that. One, if you think Stephen Curry is still at the peak of his powers, the 3-point shooting does not line up with that. Stephen Curry is a career 42.2% 3-point shooter. This season, he's shooting it at 39.1. That's over 3% below his career average. Because
he's worried about the trash he has around him. He got a lot on his mind. It's the pieces.
Maybe. It could also be a sign of decline. And defensively, to me, that's where the decline really shows because every time Steph is playing, you see opposing offenses target him consistently.
Right,
and
but Steph hasn't really ever been a real defensive player, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I'm sticking to it. I do feel like he hasn't been that much of a defensive player in years, like kind of ever, to be honest with you. I don't look to him for defense. He'll get a steal here and there, but he'll turn the ball over more than a steal. But like, you know, it's his shooting that I look for. I just have never looked at him as a defensive player. I do believe that it's the pieces that are around him that makes his numbers go down. Like he just doesn't have the talent, right?
But this goes back, Desi, in terms of what you said about all the 2023, 24, the finishes of these seasons.
Wait,
and
that's not Desi. Remember?
Oh, sorry,
No.
Steph the GOAT. I apologize.
No.
I apologize. That was completely unintentional. Forgive me. Here's why Steve Kerr drives me absolutely insane. Because there was only one way you were gonna help Steph for this stage of his career, and that was the 2-timeline plan. Free agents don't come to the Warriors, Steph or no Steph. Not a prize destination for free agents. You didn't even get Andrew Wiggins here because of free agency. You got him here because he was a distressed asset with the Timberwolves,
Right.
and Kevin Durant played nice, so you could get D'Angelo Russell in a sign and trade, right? And Bob Myers used his magic to flip that. This was back when Minnesota was still run by utter incompetency, and so they gave up Wiggins and a future first-round pick, which turned into Kaminga, and that became a complete waste because of Kerr. And that's how you got Wiggins, which became a pivotal piece for the Warriors title in 2022. There was no other formula to give Steph a chance to keep winning championships. Free agents don't come here. Trades are fickle, zero guarantees you can pull that off. Not to mention, I mean, you have to, scope the lay of the land and see what's out there in terms of trade possibilities.
Right.
You got to luck out almost sometimes to be able to win in that category. You got Jimmy Butler, but Steph was 37 by that point, and it ultimately turned out to be too late. My point is, and this is why Steve Kerr, to me, is just, it's beyond time to go, because the only path was the 2-timeline path, especially considering you had 3 lottery picks in 2 years, and you had Steve Kerr fully involved in all those drafts. The Wiseman pick was his as much as Bob Myers and Joe Lacob, and Steve Kerr has voiced that. So the fact that Steve Kerr basically treated these young assets as just kids who don't know shit because he's trying to win championships, but the formula to win more championships after 2022 was to develop these new pieces, and Kerr had no interest in doing that. Kerr, in essence, sabotaged this shit himself, and that's why he draws my ire, man. That's why it drives me insane that there's still zero accountability, no consequences. Kerr can just do whatever the hell he wants with no ramifications of any kind, and now here we are. And maybe the worst part, and this is why I'm so down on the idea of Steph being a part of this 3, 4, 5 years from now, like, how are you going to help him? Like, how are you going to help him maintain contending status when you're not recruiting free agents? You've run out of assets to trade. I mean, what are you going to trade for at this point, right? I mean, the only hope is Giannis, and he has no interest in coming here. So, like, what's the plan here? What's the plan here? If you have Steph for 3, 4, 5 years and he can still give you good games and still perform out of his mind at times, but how are you helping him? So is the idea here for like another 3, 4, 5 years of what we've already been seeing? That's where I guess I'm kind of like tapped out. Like, I'm tapped out of just another 3, 4, 5 years of him and Kerr running this thing amok. If it's Steph with a new coach, fine. If it's Steph being part of a rebuild, fine. But if you're just constantly trying to like patch things together so you can surround Steph with veterans that'll help him, it's like, what are we doing here, man? He's 40 next year. 2 years, whatever. He's 39 next year. 40 if he wants to come back. I mean, that would be how old he turned for the next contract. So that's my stance on this, man. And I just hope that if Steph does play 3, 4, 5 more years, it is with different leadership. Steph the GOAT, what's your thoughts on that?
No, I think that's fair. I mean, like, in my opinion, the way that he's played, these past few years, he could still elevate teams to at least being in the playoffs.
If he plays,
I do believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, the past couple seasons, apart from this year, I mean, he's been pretty durable. So I'm giving him the benefit of doubt. In terms of this year, maybe it's an outlier.
Well, no, it's not. Dude, no. This is where, and again, really, like the folks like Real Truth 2024 in our chat saying, bringing up LeBron James. Stop being fooled by what LeBron is doing and pretending that Father Time does not exist. Okay. LeBron is an outlier, man. He is a gross exception to the rule that human beings age and they wilt and they turn into old, craggly people. That's how life works, man. And if you think Stephen Curry is going to just magically like find some fountain of youth that's going to prevent him from experiencing another runner's knee, another popped hammy, another serious injury, like that I would call delusion. He's going to turn 39 next year. Why would you think that he's somehow going to be more durable the older he gets when he's already old as F?
Well, I mean, like I was gonna finish my point. Like you said, you want a new coach, so maybe you bring a new coach that limits his usage. That's kind of where I was trying to go here. But
good
like
point.
said,
No, that's a good comeback. That's a good point.
Yeah,
maybe you
that's-
can
that's-
limit his minutes to like 25 a night. And maybe
I
you
mean,
can
I don't think you
not
could do
play him
that,
back
but-
to backs, even though like we still saw him
Yeah.
play plenty back to backs this year. That's a good point. Sheree, any final
Yeah,
thoughts
exactly.
on Steph and everything?
No, Steph's gonna Steph. At
Yeah,
the
and he
end of the
should.
day,
He
he's
should.
gonna Steph. I mean, it still boils down to me, like the pieces that he has around him. Like I don't care what the picks are, it just or how they utilize them. It's the pieces. It's the pieces. It's always the pieces. Like if we're gonna keep Jimmy and we're gonna keep Draymond, then what about the pieces? We don't even play Williams. Like I keep seeing Leon's come in tonight. That didn't happen, but usually it's like Leon's and that other guy that's not Trace. I don't know his name. I call him that other guy that's not Trace.
the new
What's
guy
other
they
one?
just picked up. You're
Yeah.
7. You're 7. What's his
77. I know his number is 77, but I don't know his name. And I'm like,
You're
who-
7.
Who is this guy? Like,
Is it a
it's-
coincidence? 77, you're 7? Is that a coincidence, or do you think that's
At this point, we're grasping for straws. But all right, if you want to roll with that, I'll roll with it. But it's just like, who are these people? It really, really makes me mad. You got LJ Cryer and you have Williams that can add to it, but I just keep seeing pods
yeah? Oh,
and posts. So I don't know.
I mean,
suppressing.
Post been turning around though a little bit. I think Post is a decent.
I mean,
coach,
he's
man.
growling.
He's
He's
got
got
a headband.
he's growling and he's got a headband. So
I
I
like the
like
headband.
it. I like it, and I think it kind of like activates his little bit of dog in him. But he's got to get better as far as like holding on to the ball. I do like what he's doing. I do see a leap, but in this day and age, I mean, at the end of the day, we can talk as much shit about the Hawks and them not having a big man. The Hawks are in the East. The Warriors in the West. You can't play like you have narrow shoulders in the West. It just doesn't work, But I really want him to exceed because I see it in him, I don't know if you got to get him a sleeve, an arm sleeve, or what next, but you got to get it together. He does. This little headband is cute though.
All right, brother. And Steph the GOAT, you did well. Any final thoughts?
No, man, I gotta go. Appreciate you
All
guys.
right, brother. I know. I heard some dinner calls in the background there that sounded yummy. Reminded me that I want to get some food. I want to wrap this up, but Kayoko's been waiting forever. Kayoko, can you make it a short call, brother? I love you, man. I do. I think you bring a lot to the table, but we're at the 2-hour mark, and I want to wind it up. How are you doing?
Yeah, what's up, bro?
What's up, man? What was your reaction? Say hi to Shreya too. She's with me.
Oh, hi, Shreya.
Hello.
How's your day going?
Amazing. How are you?
Good. I'm pretty good. Yeah, I just came to say I kind of agree with what you're saying, and
And real
I'm
quick, while you're
sorry.
trying to gather your thoughts, I just want to address Carlo Magno, something Guadalupe, who must be new because he goes 4 rings, unless you're being facetious. Friendly reminder, if 4 rings is so damn impressive to you, never mind the fact that my dead grandma could have coached that Stephen Curry KD team from the grave and won 2 rings, like Steve Kerr did anything for that squad. But KC Jones has 12 rings, 4 as a coach, 8 as a player. No one is talking about him today as an all-time legend because he had real talent to ride the coattails of, whether it was Bill Russell's Celtics, that he was a side piece for, whether it was Wilt Chamberlain and Jerry West's 1971 Lakers, whether it was the 80s Larry Bird Celtics. Like, no one talks about Casey Jones as this legendary all-time coach with 4 rings, because anyone who knows hoops is very well aware that all he had to do was just say, Larry, go shoot. Like, that's it. That's all you got to do is manage the shit. I always think back, Sheree, I don't know if you're how well versed you are on football, but the Pittsburgh Steelers of the 70s won 4 Super Bowls. Damn impressive. At the time, they were the greatest dynasty outside of maybe the Vince Lombardi's Packers, but the NFL wasn't around for a lot of that. So Pittsburgh Steelers get 4 Super Bowls. They have a head coach named Chuck Noll. No one talks about Chuck Noll as an all-time great head coach, even though he won 4 Super Bowl championships, because those Steelers teams were stacked. And anyone with half a brain knows talent wins. And this is the NFL, where coaching actually does play a huge part in the game, unlike the NBA, where all a coach has to do is just not F it up. That's your main job, not to be innovative or to, put your fingerprints on games. Your job is to not mess things up. And nobody talks about Chuck Noll being this all-time amazing coach, despite owning 4 rings. And someday, and I'm going to fight for this till the end, Steve Kerr should not be revered as this all-time amazing head coach because he has 4 rings. It's easy to do that shit when you're surrounded by all-time legends. With all that said, Kayoko, have you gathered your thoughts?
Yeah, I just got a few quick stuff. I just want to say the first one is that, yeah, I'm kind of happy. It's I was talking with my cousin yesterday. I was at a family reunion.
Oh.
And he's obviously a bit older than me. He has a wife and 2 kids. But he's a huge NBA fan, a massive NBA fan. He watched Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron, all of them. A huge Lakers fan, especially, and I hate to say it, right, but his Lakers are going crazy. And then the topic of Steve Kerr, and yeah, he said that he hopes that this is his last year, because he's not he doesn't only watch the Lakers, and he's always been kind of interested in the Warriors. And so when he does watch it, he's dude, they're getting blown out by Detroit as we speak, and I'm yeah, I can tell. And it just kind of sucks because
It does suck.
No, it does.
I know. I'm agreeing with you. It does. The Warriors are not a fun team to watch anymore. That used to be one of the many selling points about the Warriors. They used to be fun. This is boring as shit, dude. I feel like I'm working when I'm watching games now. I Sharia, are you actually watching full Warriors games at this point?
Nah.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It is torture.
I have it on in the background. I know they're playing, but I have it on in the background. I can't voluntarily put myself through that. I'm not doing that. I'm not ruining my day. I don't want to have anxiety. I'm not pissing myself off. Just why would I do that? But I do want to keep up. And I do want to know what's going on, so I have it on. But am I following it closely? No, I'm not doing that.
I do like what Anthony Wong in our chat writes. If Stephen Curry does get that shoe deal and it ends up being with Nike, don't be surprised if the Warriors get that top pick.
Steph, I think he's going with Anta. You'd be surprised. Remember I said this.
Yeah.
Please remember I said this. First of all, those shoes are amazing. I have 3 pair. I have 3 pairs of Kyrie.
This is Clay's company, right?
Well, yeah. Kyrie. I have 3 pairs of Kyrie's. They did a collab together. But when I say those shoes are amazing, I work 16-hour days when I'm filming. So I have to I don't fuck around excuse my French, I don't play around when it comes to my shoes. So I have to wear shoes that are super comfortable. Unless it's snowing. I gotta wear snow boots. And those shoes are by far the best shoes. When I say they fit to your feet like a glove, they're amazing. And I noticed that JK is wearing them also.
Nice.
But
Nice.
that that's who he may sign with. I mean, if you look at the design of the shoes, the look of the shoes are really, really, really nice. But just remember, I said it.
Hey, Kyoko.
Yeah.
Are you still with us?
Yeah. I'm still here.
I only got one thing to say to you, brother.
I like you.
Is your weekend going well?
Yeah, I just got a midterm in like 2 days, so I was kind of studying. But I just want to wrap it up quickly and say this reminds me of like 2020, bro. Like I remember I used to watch like every single Warriors game, and by 2020, I mean like, do you remember how it would be like a really really close game and at least like like hard fought in the first like 2 quarters, and then after that, like third quarter, okay, get blown out by 20. But I think this is a blessing in disguise that shows the like organization that like I don't think it's ever gonna work with Steve Kerr. Like 10th seed, missed playoffs, like aside from that amazing run, like let's be realistic. I know, like here's the thing, every single Warrior fan is like, oh well, we won in like 2022. I'm like, okay, but that was like an insane Stephen Curry run.
And what does that mean?
Not
so we
me.
should just be and does that what is it, so
Should
what,
I
we should
be
just be happy
happy?
for the rest of our lives and just accept all the like we should just accept shittiness now
Exactly,
because
bro.
give me a break, dude.
I
There's
want to
nothing wrong
win,
with
bro.
wanting continued success. Like, should the Celtics just throw a white flag and
Oh yeah,
never win titles again? Give me a break, dude. Should the Lakers just give it up? Dude, some of us believe that you can sustain greatness because it is possible. And
Yeah,
all you need is competency. That's it. You just need competent leadership. It's not a complicated formula. The Warriors, by the way, have a 9-game lead on the Pelicans and an 8-game lead on the Grizzlies. So it looks like the play-in is all but a lock because the Pelicans and Grizzlies are not winning games to catch up. They're losing as well. The Warriors are now 2 games back of both Portland and the Clippers, who are now fighting for the 8 and 9 seed, just in case you were curious about the standings.
yeah. I was gonna say like you actually reminded me like Boston to me is how you sustain like excellence without necessarily winning every single year. Like, does that make any sense? Like this year, I didn't think they were tanking. I had a feeling they were gonna give it a go and then see how well it goes, and then like decide if they have to make a trade or if they tank or if they blow it up. But no, it went great for them, and even when they didn't win the chip in 2022, they were still really really good in like 2022, 2023, 2024 they won the chip. 2025 last year it was a huge upset. I had them over the Knicks, but I knew it was going to be close. But regardless, like they've always been a damn good team, bro. Like a very good team. And it's been happening for a while, right? Whereas the Warriors haven't necessarily won anything, and the Warriors are like trying their like absolute best to win these games, or at least with the players, maybe not the organization. And to me, I just feel like it's like a disgrace, bro. I think to me, like it's gonna ruin Steph's legacy. To me, even though I'm a Warriors fan, I'm not gonna be biased and say he's easily top 3 because I feel like leadership plays a huge role in that. To me, like you don't have to be like an MJ or a Kobe, but at least with MJ and Kobe and even like Braun, they kind of played GM, right? Like if it was a bad call by the coach, they made it be known. And I think that's why Jimmy going down, it was awful, right? Because he was basically the glue guy. And I know people complain about his earnings. Okay, well, he was still playing great, and he was doing Steve Kerr's job. Like he was trying to keep everyone together, right? And so when he went down, it's like, what do you have? Like at that point, we're worse this year than we were last year. I'm convinced that Jimmy saved Steve Kerr's job last year because we were like the 12th seed at one point. If
That's
y'all
why
remember that.
Dunleavy bought him. That's why Dunleavy bought him there, was for that. That's why Jimmy was like, you gotta pay me. You gotta pay me to coach your team. You noticed that he was just basically like, I'm not Batman.
Yeah.
You know, he pretty much said it. Like he was brought there to coach. That's what I think.
I like what Simon writes in there. No, I agree with you, Shreya. And I like what Simon writes in the chat saying Draymond Green is an alpha when it comes to basketball, but however, he becomes a beta when it comes to Steve Kerr. And look, if you're Draymond Green, I do kind of get it. I mean, because in 2022, after the title, when Draymond sucker punched Jordan Poole, Steve Kerr had his back 1,000%. And Kerr could have easily handled that a different way, which would have probably been the right way. But Steve Kerr made his choice. I'm going to back Draymond Green. And Draymond's appreciative of that, man. And I think that's where the loyalty comes from largely, is there's been multiple instances where Draymond Green, another coach might have thrown him under the bus by now. Kerr does not throw him under the bus. And so Dre is one of these guys that is returning the favor of loyalty. That's the impression I'm getting with that relationship. I don't know.
Here's the thing. And I'm just going to say these two things like very quickly, if you don't mind.
Quickly, yeah, go for it.
Yeah. The first thing is that with Steve Kerr, I'm kind of in the middle ground between you and like Desi or whoever that is. I thought it was entertaining, but to me, I think like if you were to give like Steve Kerr a roster or this roster and you like wiped away all of his memories of like pods and like everything like that and just told him, okay, you can't play favorites and you have to play like objective, he'd look way better. But that's always been my biggest gripe, is that he plays like Draymond, but then he didn't want to bench Chris Paul because of the optics of it. So he'd like play them together. He didn't want to bench Clay, but then he wanted it to make Curry happy. But then he also felt bad for Jordan Poole getting punched. So he'd start him in like a few games. That to me is like what really caused the detriment of this team. And of course, draft picks. Like, I mean, if you look at the T-Wolves, right? None of their draft picks have actually hit aside from Anthony Edwards. Like, they got robbed. And then they got like two others that have just been like total busts. And at the end of the day, obviously, like, luck goes into these draft picks. But the Warriors and the T-Wolves, to me, are in a close spot. Just that the T-Wolves, they're overall obviously a better team, but their draft picks, whenever I think of the Warriors, I kind of think of the Wolves, to where their picks haven't necessarily hit to where they could make it to a title run. It's always great first round, questionable round two. Like, that to me is how I feel about the Wolves. And if they had really, really good draft picks, it wouldn't be like that. Obviously, like Rob, complete bust. And then their two picks before that, bust, right? Like, where are they?
I can't believe they picked Rob Dillingham or Dillingham, whatever you pronounce his last name, over Nickeil Alexander-Walker. What a massive swing and a miss. And they didn't even trade. They didn't draft Rob Dillingham. The Spurs did, and then they traded with the Spurs to get him. That Tim Connolly grossly whiffed on that one. But Kayoko, we got to go, brother. Good luck on midterms. We'll see you again soon, right?
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. See you, bro.
Good luck, man. Sorry, we could do this all night. Shreya, do you want to stick around for Chardal and the scoreboard? Are you tapped out? I'll give you a chance now to either exit or stay with me till the end. Your call.
I'm pretty tapped out, but
Okay.
I will say this. I did see someone in the comments that said that Draymond was a thug, and I don't understand what makes Draymond a thug.
He's not a thug.
I think that
give me a break.
Draymond is an aggressive player,
Yes.
and without an aggressive player, you'd have a bunch of kittens.
Yeah.
Okay? You
Agreed.
need a dog on your team. So labeling him a thug is a part of the problem with this fan base.
Agreed. And again, friendly
Part
reminder,
of the problem.
this fan base once booed. I'm going to bring this up till the end of time because it's important to note that this fan base booed Joe Lacob for trading Monte Ellis instead of Stephen Curry. Just like now, you have people still ridiculously thinking that trading.
Part of the problem
yes,
is narratives like that.
Yeah.
Because without Draymond and his aggression, the Warriors would be like zero, like nothing. Could you imagine, even today, could you imagine Draymond not playing? No, they didn't win. But still his presence alone. So calling him a thug from the fan base that this man plays for, and he's done so much and is continuing to carry, come on. Like, that's the shit that pisses me off with this fan base. Like,
it's a crazy, there's some crazy people in it. There's no doubt. Again, I haven't gotten one in almost a week, but weekly, consistently, death threats in my DMs from all sorts of crazy people. I had a rise with one of them. I actually told them to meet me at a certain place. I was like, yeah, let's meet here. Let's fight. Of course, I'm not going to show up. I'd love to know if he actually did or not. But before you go,
He's a menace. He's a menace.
Draymond, he's passionate. He's just a very passionate. He's competitive. Yeah, you're right. I'm with you. Thug is a bit much.
Come on.
Do you want to go? Do you want to, before you leave, revisit this day in Golden State Warriors history?
Sure.
Good evening, and welcome back to The Story. This is old-timey news anchor.
Depth in news coverage never before seen in the Bay Area.
Elevation sensation. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
All right, I found 3 things that happened on this date. We're recording on March 21st. I have one actually that's technically tomorrow, but we're not going to have a show tomorrow unless Swish Culture and I have I heard back from him. No. So unless Swish Culture last minute agrees to come on with me, no show tomorrow. So I'll give you one one moment of historical significance that happened on March 22nd. And this was back in 1960. How long ago was that? That was 66 years ago. The Philadelphia Warriors, this was back when the Warriors were in Philly, defeated the Celtics in Boston 128-107 in Game 5 of the Eastern Division Finals. That's what it was called back then. A game which featured an NBA playoff record 169 rebounds by both teams. On this date, literally this date, March 21st, this was back in the year 2000. Sharia, have you been following the NBA game long enough where you remember the Memphis Grizzlies once upon a time playing as an expansion team in Vancouver?
Vaguely, yeah.
Like, I think Steve Francis was one of the earliest names who played for that team. Well, the Warriors played on this date in the year 2000, 26 years ago, the Vancouver Grizzlies, and lost handily. That's how bad times were for the Warriors. 98-82. The Vancouver Grizzlies were not considered a good team unless they played the Warriors. And what's really funny is back then, no one really kept track of net rating, but they added it retrospectively to the box score. Doniel Marshall, a minus 29 that game, had 16 points, 9 rebounds, and was 2 of 3 shooting from deep. Adonal Foyle played 28 minutes, 17 seconds in that game, putting up, where's his point total? 2 points. It was a minus 17 that night. And so the leading scorer for the Warriors that night, Doniel Marshall with 16 points, Tony Farmer adding 14 points, Larry Hughes, I don't know if you folks remember him, 12 points, and he was a minus 28. The leading scorer for Vancouver that night, Sharif Abdur-Rahim, had a 13-point, 13-rebound, 8-assist game. Michael Dickerson, if you folks remember that shooting guard, 25 points in that contest. Mike Bibby was playing for the Grizzlies at that point before he went to Sacramento, had 10 points in that one. Yeah, Vancouver had a team. And one last moment on this date. This was back in 2008, March 21st. And this is not a Golden State Warriors historical moment of significance, but rather a Stephen Curry moment of significance. And let me show you this visual graphic here to show you folks what went on this date. 18 years ago, Wardell, Stephen Curry, March Madness, was 8 of 10 from deep, dropped 44 points, and added 5 steals playing for Davidson against Gonzaga. I don't think they won that game, but hell of a performance. Do you remember that game, Sharia, or no?
I don't remember that game. I didn't know Steph until Steph came to the Warriors, and
I hear you. I do vaguely remember it, but I just remember when Steph was playing for Davidson, like he became a name just because of he was so electric even back then. It was, and I did not in a million years think that he would fall to the Warriors with the number 7 pick, but the Minnesota Timberwolves had a GM named David Kahn, and he was mocked routinely by the Star Trek clip of William Shatner going, Kahn! And David Kahn drafted 2 point guards ahead of Stephen Curry in that draft, and then Steph fell to the Warriors. And those 2 point guards were Marco Rubio, and then who was the other guy? I forgot. The other dude had like no career in the NBA. Anyways, so that's it. That's this date in Warriors history. Sharia, any final thoughts as we wrap it up?
Get it together.
Have I not had a graphic this whole night, or
get it together?
There we go. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Sharia, thank you so much for joining me. Like, tonight's show desperately needed you. It was off the rails. You got it back on track.
It was. I was like in the chat, like, wait, but you was full blown gone. I was like, I don't even know how I'm gonna jump back in here. But thank you for having me. Definitely.
Thank you for coming, dude. Thank you. I appreciate you always. And again, I'm working on it to get paid. We're working on it. If anybody's interested, side note, and I got one person who I hope they understand what I mean when I say I'm going to call you back. We're still waiting for confirmation from a potential huge sponsor. It's taken much longer than I hoped, but if anybody out there is interested in sponsoring the program, we do have inventory space. Email us warriors24pod@gmail.com. Again, warriors24pod@gmail.com, where you can also email us if you want me to read the email on the show as a segment. Nothing new has come in the last week or so. So otherwise we would be reading emails more often, but sponsor the show. It'll give, and believe me, the money will turn around and pay the Sharias, the Rick Berries. Valkyrie season's coming up soon. I want Sophia Jones back. So I need your sponsorship help in order to make that happen. So I'm working on it. And if anybody wants to shoot an email and is interested in sponsoring this program, reach out. Otherwise, Sharia, thank you, because you're doing this for free until then. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
You too. Thank you so much, Sharia. And this is where the show takes an interesting turn, because we go from the lovely, the talented, the charming Sharia to the danger zone.
Stay at home, son.
Oof, we're in danger. Chardal, how you doing, bud?
Hi, Sai. I'm doing great. How are you doing on this Saturday night as the Atlanta Hawks take down the Golden State Warriors by a final score of 126-110 from the State Farm Arena in downtown Atlanta, Georgia? What were your thoughts on the Warriors' performance tonight against Atlanta?
It wasn't good. That's it. That's all.
The Warriors got outplayed. They got out hustled against an impressive Atlanta Hawks basketball team consisting of Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Jalen Johnson, and Zachary Risache.
You did good. Yes, correct. Very good. I do want to say one thing. Nate Williams played well. You played really well, actually. I was impressed.
So I was watching the Warriors and Hawks game on my TV, and I was analyzing in the fourth quarter that all the G League players were out there on the court, like mostly all G Leaguers were out there in the fourth quarter.
For the Warriors.
Malavi Leons was out there. Nate Williams was out there. LJ Krause was out there. Pat Spencer was out there.
Oh yeah, Pat Spencer. Yeah, the good call on that. Because he was a two-way player before the Warriors signed him to a guaranteed deal. So good call.
I mean, the
Four out
Warriors-
of 5 players to finish tonight's game, per current or former G Leaguers of just this season. Who was the 5th guy with him? Do you remember?
I don't remember the 5th guy.
Was it Will Richard?
It was no. Will Richard was taken off.
Was it Yurtseven?
It was Yurtseven, the last one.
Do you think Yurtseven is number 77 because his last name is Yurtseven?
That's a fascinating statistic that his name is Yurtseven and his jersey number 77. That's a interesting statistic. I don't look at players' jersey numbers and see what the significance for their jersey number is.
I agree. I'm with you on that.
I'm not that inclined in looking at where somebody like what was the reason of why they chose what jersey number that they chose.
It is interesting. No
It's
doubt
a very
about that.
interesting thing to know, and I'm glad you brought that up.
Well, Sharia is the one who first brought up the jersey number, and then I was like, wait a second, this new guy, Yurt7, his name's literally spelled Yurt, like one of those weird tent like structures, a Yurt, and then 7, the number 7, and his jersey number is 77. So something tells me it's not a coincidence, but who knows?
So I've been a diehard Warriors fan ever since. Jonathan Kuminga only scored 2 points today.
He did.
He's been getting so much negative flack. And I think the Warriors made a big mistake of trading him to the Hawks. He should have stayed on the Warriors. He was amazing. He was a talent coming from G League Ignite, playing with Dyson Daniels when they were both playing on the same team together. And he should have stayed on the Warriors. It was really hard to see.
Wait, Shardall, hold on a second. Dyson Daniels and Kaminga were on the same G League Ignite team?
They were on G League Ignite. I don't think they were together, but they were on G League Ignite.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they were together, but they play. But when you look at the bio for Dyson Daniels, he did play on G League Ignite in the G League.
That's some good knowledge, Shardall. Look at you. That is a solid fact you just dropped there. Bravo.
G League, yeah, they both play for the G League Ignite.
Beautiful. Are you ready to go through the scoreboard?
So I went to the San Jose Sharks power play day on
Last night.
On Friday, March 20th. I had such a great time. There were like so many on ice activities that that fans could take part in. You could go down and take photos with the Joe Thornton and Patrick Marleau banners. There was a Zamboni machine out there to take a photo with the Zamboni machine. There was the Shark Head where all the players skate out of the Shark Head. You could take photos with that. I mean, they also had some like games on the concourse. Like there's some. It was a hockey game where it's a little ball and you have to hit it into one of these holes. It's just there had a lot of fun stuff. And you also got to take a slap shot on the ice. So you got to challenge your inner Sharks inner Macklin Celebrini on the ice. So it was a really good event. I'm glad I went.
Doing this year?
The Sharks are on a 4-game losing streak.
Are they going to make the playoffs or no?
The Sharks are going to get eliminated.
Oh shit! Why? What like are they too young or what's missing there?
The Sharks only have 70 points in the Pacific Division right now.
I know, but in your opinion, Shardall, using your analytical skills, what's wrong with the Sharks? Like, why are they not a playoff team this year?
They're just not trying hard enough. They're not like when I watch Shark games on TV, it feels like the players don't want to play at all anymore. They want to just give up.
So you think it's an effort issue?
It's an effort issue.
So usually that means a coaching change is coming. Is that what you think's gonna?
So if the Sharks continue to go on this losing streak of 4 straight, the head coach of the Sharks will get fired, just like Steve Kerr's gonna get fired from the Warriors.
Man, don't lead me on. Don't give me hope. I don't like I mean, look, I pray you're right. I'm really jaded with Joe Lacob. I have zero faith he's going to do the right thing this offseason. I used to have so much faith in this Warriors organization, and it's gone. Went poof. I hope you're right, Shardall. I really do. But you had fun at that event on yesterday.
I had a really fun time at that event.
Beautiful. And tonight, did you call into a 95.7 The Game?
I called into 95.7 game. It was Mark Grandy.
Was he nice?
He was nice.
I feel like every time you've come on this show over the last like 3 months, it's been Mark Grandy and not Evan Giddings. What's going on there?
I want Evan Giddings to come back.
I know, but why has he not been hosting those post-game shows like at all?
He hasn't been. Evan Giddings didn't explain why he is not able to come on to Warriors Wrap Up and do the post-game show. So 95.7 the game.
Is Mark Grandy the main guy and Evan Giddings is the backup?
So Mark Granning's the main guy, and then Evan Giddings is the backup.
Gotcha. Okay. So, and by the way, Mr. Silax in her chat is adding that the Sharks goalies suck. Do you agree with that, Shardall?
I don't agree with that. I'm a longtime Sharks fan, and both of our goalies are phenomenal.
Mr. Silax, look at that.
So F you.
That escalated quickly, sure.
Don't you say that shit in the chat. Please don't say that about my team.
You just
I will meet you in a park and I will fight you.
Fuck you.
That's his message to you, Mr. Silax.
I will punch you out, Mr. Silax.
I mean, look,
I'm gonna give you a black eye, Mr. Silax.
Oh wow, sure. I mean, look, I know at times things can get a little volatile here, and forgive me.
And if you keep on saying that, Silax, if you keep saying those comments, I'm gonna release my cat on you. He's gonna scratch your eye out. There's gonna be blood everywhere.
You're taking this to such extreme levels. We don't have to go violent. I mean, violence is that's the line there, buddy. We don't want to go violent.
No, but you know what I'll do? If Mr. Saatsaz, if you say that comment about my team about my team one more time, I'll throw you in the den with all the lions. And they'll eat you up.
Silax is responding saying 70 points, but the goalies are great. Your thoughts?
So, Mr. Silax, so that makes me feel a whole lot better. I don't feel like I want to fight you now. I feel better now.
Well, why? Why did this comment calm you down?
He said, but the goalies are great. That makes me feel better. He actually said both of our goalies are great.
Is that what that means? Like, is the 70-point comment is a compliment to the goalies?
No, that's not that is a compliment.
So then why did Silax say that the goalies are the problem then?
I don't know. He probably was having a bad day and he said that.
Maybe. Silax, we need some answers from you, sir.
You're probably having a bad day because that's why you said that. Are you having a bad day? Is it because the Warriors lost? Is that why you're having a bad day?
I don't know, but
maybe the Warriors. Maybe the Warriors.
I wanted to really quickly give a shout out to Shooty Smokehouse, who a little while earlier dropped the $5 donation. Shooties, I'm calling you soon because I need to learn more about your amazing barbecue.
There was a comment.
I'm going to be calling you soon, early next week.
There was a comment in the chat, and it said Nick Kerr wants to go on a date with me.
You got to call. Look, I actually made that mistake earlier tonight. It's Nicholas Kerr. Shardall, don't say
Nicholas Kerr wants to go on a date with me.
I screwed up, man.
You want to go on a date with me.
Son of a bitch got me tonight too.
Nicholas Kerr wants to go on a date with me. He said you're cute.
What a broadcast nightmare.
Nick Kerr called me cute.
Nicholas Kerr.
No, why am I cute? I'll say Nicholas Kerr says I'm cute.
Nicholas Kerr complimented you on your looks?
In the chat, he said I'm cute in the chat. He was in the chat, Nicholas Kerr.
Well, we're not homophobes here, so Nicholas, look, not that there's anything wrong with that, but good for you, Shardall. I mean, usually if a gay man hits on me, on one hand, I immediately kind of make it clear that I'm not interested.
When a gay man hits on me,
I'm a little flattered, Shardall. Are you flattered that another man told you that you're good looking?
I'm flattered that another man told me I'm good looking, and then Nicholas Kerr said he's blushing. He's getting pink in the face because I just said
Where is he? I don't see him in the chat saying that.
No, but when you sent the link to me and Shuria was on the show, Nicholas Kerr was in the chat and I was talking with Nicholas Kerr in the chat.
This was earlier. Okay.
We were going back and forth talking with him in the chat.
Well, Mr. Silax is saying that was not a compliment. So
that makes me even more pissed off. You're trying to get it.
We have a second guy in our chat.
Not really want to punch you. Not really want to meet you somewhere and punch you. Not really want to punch the hell out of you after you said that shit.
Yeah,
No, I really want to punch. I really want to punch that asshole now.
Let's go through scores. Let's go through the scoreboard.
Have you ever seen? You know why I'm fired up? You know why I'm angry?
Why?
Because the Warriors lost.
And, yeah, I hear you on that. I
I'm
know.
fucked up.
I got my fired up angst off my chest earlier, thanks to a certain caller. But yeah, are you ready to go through the scoreboard tonight?
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go over the scoreboard and let's wrap up the show for the night. This call has been going for over 2 hours. I wanna start going to bed now. It's kind of late.
It's getting kind of late. But let me see. This is what happens when you're violent. It elicits violence from others. Like Poison Clan in our chat is now saying he's gonna smack you. See?
So I won't elicit violence. No violence.
Yeah, we gotta calm the temperature down just a little bit, right?
No, because the Warriors lost. That's why the tempers were high.
All right, let's go through the scoreboard.
Let's go over the scoreboard and wrap up the show for the night. We have a lot of games to get to in the scoreboard.
But real quick, Mr. Silax is on fire. Who writes that Nicholas Kerr is not gay because he said it. He said it because he's gay. Okay.
So Nicholas Kerr is gay.
That's what Mr. Silax is insinuating. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter either way. But what does matter is the other scores in the National Basketball Association tonight. We start in the nation's capital, Washington. Chardal, did you see the fight that happened between the Thunder and the Wizards tonight?
I didn't see the fight, but did 4 players get ejected in the Wizards and Thunder game?
I don't know how many players got ejected.
4 players got ejected.
Okay, 4 players got ejected. There you go. Chardal adding some a nice factual context there. Jalen Williams, who seems to be the shit starter for the OKC Thunder, the other Jalen Williams, was part of the scuffle. It didn't matter in terms of the final score, though. The Thunder winning 132.
So, Cyrus, yes. Every time I come on the show, I bloody fucking love you. Every time you come, every time you come on, and I hope you keep on making bloody fucking great content, because you make the most bloody fucking great content on YouTube.
All right.
I'm glazing you. I love glazing you.
Well, you don't have to, but thank you. And I love glazing you. The Thunder improved to 56-15. The Wizards dropped to 16-54. Koulibaly 21 points in the loss for the Wizards. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander continuing his back-to-back MVP campaign, scoring 40 points and adding 7 assists in the win tonight. The Charlotte Hornets back on the winning track. 124-101 winners tonight, hosting the Memphis Grizzlies. Charlotte improving to 37-34. The Grizzlies dropping to 24-46. LaMelo Ball 29 points, 3 steals in the win. Jay Small, who is that? Let me look that up real fast here. Javon Small, who by NBA standards is small. He's 6'1", 190. The top performer for Memphis tonight with 17 points and 7 boards. Not bad for a dude that's 6'1". The Lakers. This was a thriller in Orlando, thanks to a game-winning shot by Luke Kennard with just a fraction of a second remaining.
So whenever I look at like State Farm Stadium and State Farm Arena, I get I confuse sometimes. Sometimes I confuse the two because they sound so similar. The Cardinals football stadium and the Hawks basketball stadium, they're both sponsored by State Farm. So I confuse the basketball arena for the football arena and confuse the football arena for the basketball arena.
I can understand
because they both are sponsored by the same company, right?
Do you like the commercials, the State Farm commercials?
I like the State Farm commercials.
Who's the one guy that's in all the commercials? What's his name? Do you know? I forgot his name. It's always the same dude. It doesn't matter. Well, the Lakers winning 105-104. Luka Doncic, 33 points, 8 assists, 4 steals in the win. Paolo Banchero, 16 points, 6 assists, 3 steals in the loss. A final in New Orleans. The Cavaliers beating the Pelicans 111-106. They improved to 44-27. New Orleans drops to 25-47. James Harden, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists in the win. Zion Williamson, 25 points, 6 rebounds in the loss.
So today, these might be the most games on the scoreboard. There are like 20 games on the scoreboard today.
It's a busy night.
This is the most. This is today. Like when I looked on the scoreboard and I saw 20 games on the scoreboard, I said like this might be the most games because I thought like when you look at some, it's only like 13 games or 12 games, And I
Oh, you're
said
exaggerating.
20.
Yeah, there were not literally 20 games tonight, but I hear what you're saying. We got
No,
five more scores. We got 5 more.
No, but I counted them and they were actually 20. When I counted everyone on this for today, and I
20
counted
teams,
each. No,
10
20
games.
teams.
Okay.
No,
yeah, there
I
we
mean,
go.
I mean 20 teams, 10 games. That's what I meant.
That's a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot of
Saturday
games.
night. Yeah, agreed.
It's a lot of games.
And I don't know if that's because of March Madness. I have not kept track of the volume of games depending on day. Someone asked that recently. They're like, which day has the most games? I always thought Wednesday, but you're right. This is a busy Saturday, and maybe Saturdays are the marquee night for hoops. Well, the Rockets, 123-122 winners tonight over the Miami Heat. This was in Houston. The Rockets improving to 43-27. Miami dropping to 38-33. Bam Adebayo in the loss, 32 points, 21 rebounds. Reed Shepherd, 23 points, 14 assists, and 4 steals in the win for the Rockets.
Bam Adebayo didn't have 83 points. I would have loved to see Bam drop another 83 points today.
Me too. Would have been interesting. The final score, the Spurs defeating the Indiana Pacers in San Antonio. 134-119 the final. Victor Wembanyama, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists in the win. Andrew Nembhard, 25 points, 7 assists in the loss. The Pacers dropping to 15-56. The Spurs improving to 53-18. A final in Dallas. This is the Warriors' next opponent. I feel confident, Chardal, that the Warriors are going to win Monday night. Do you? Or do you feel good as well?
I am very confident that the Warriors will win on Monday night.
Let me just check real fast. FanDuel has provided a line for Warriors Mavericks Monday. No line currently. Something tells me the Warriors will be slight favorites.
So did you you should watch the video on YouTube of Jonathan Kuminga when they were playing it in Atlanta. He hit a 75-foot half court shot from the free throw line.
I saw that. It was
impressive. He drained it.
It was supposed to be a pass,
which was amazing. He drained it.
But it went right into the bucket. Well, the Mavericks.
Were you amazed? Were you surprised? Was that like I when I see plays that should be on the highlights on TV, I love when a player posterizes another athlete. I mean, they both were amazing plays when Kaminga hit the 75-foot half-court shot to make it into the basket. But I love when you get posterized more. That's more exciting to see a player jump over and put him into a poster and dunk over their head. That's more exciting for me to watch. That gets me fired up. Like when my friend does Utah Jazz games and he sees a player posterize another player, he gets excited because that's who would not be excited by another player getting posterized over the head and dunk over the head of another athlete? Who would not be excited to see that?
That's why they have slam dunk contests, because they are exciting, even though like every innovative dunk has been used. Speaking of Utah, let's go there. A final in Utah. The Philadelphia 76ers beating the Jazz tonight, 126-116. Philly improving to 39-32. The Jazz dropping to 21-50. VJ Edgecombe, 22 points, 13 rebounds in the win. Ace Bailey, 25 points, 7 rebounds, 5 blocks in the loss. 2 more games and we're done. Going back to Dallas, where the Warriors are going to be Monday night.
The Utah Jazz is eliminated from the playoffs now.
Good knowledge. Good information. Thank you.
They're no longer in the playoffs. They got eliminated.
The Clippers beating the Mavericks tonight in Dallas, 138-131. The Clippers improving to 35-36. The Mavericks dropping to 23-48. Darius Garland, 41 points, 11 assists in the win. Cooper Flagg, 18 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists shy of a triple-double in that one. And one last
you know what we should do one time when I come on a post-game show, we should do an incognito show where you don't show your face and you can just have your profile picture like I'm talking like right now. We should do an incognito show one day.
One final score. We'll do incognito now. The Milwaukee Bucks beating the Phoenix Suns, who have lost 5 straight. 108-105 the final in Phoenix. The Bucks improving to 29-41. The Suns dropping to 39-32. Former Warriors player Ryan Rollins, 26 points, 10 boards, 7 assists in the win. Colin Gillespie, 18 points, 6 assists in the loss. And that is your scoreboard. And
So
Luka Doncic,
is
Yes.
suspended for one game because he received a 16 technical foul, so he won't be playing against the Detroit Pistons.
He got that, huh?
He got it 16 technical, so he's suspended for one game.
Oof.
No Luka. So for Laker fans, LeBron is not going to be playing with Luka.
By the way, we forgot to give an injury update. Our apologies real fast before we go.
So I have a good
Yes.
news about Steph Curry. So Steph Curry is recovering from his runner's knee. So he's gonna return in a week or so. He's gonna return back to the Warriors in a week.
And here's a visual to add to that, because the Warriors released an update not just for Steph, but Moses Moody. Stephen Curry, who has missed the last 20 games due to patellofemoral pain syndrome / bone bruising in his right knee. Side note, this is the first time I've seen bone bruising associated with Stephen Curry's right knee. Did not know that was also an issue. And I don't know if that coincides with runner's knee. Like, does everyone with patellofemoral pain syndrome have a bruised knee? Are they separate? So many questions, so few answers when it comes to the Warriors these days. Well, he was reevaluated today, and the reevaluation indicating that Stephen Curry continues to make good progress. He's intensified his individual on-court workouts, and as next steps, he will be incorporated into live action and team practices in the coming days. He will be reevaluated again after the team returns home next week. And the Warriors game Monday at Dallas represents the final game of this 6-game road trip. The Warriors will play the Brooklyn Nets on Wednesday, the Washington Wizards on Friday. So if you're gonna bring it back, that's a hell of a back-to-back set. Not back-to-back games. It's there's a day in between, but that's a hell of a set of games to bring it back to. I mean, if you're gonna ease Stephen Curry into the NBA after missing 20 games, you might as well bring it back against teams like the Nets and the Wizards. So that's what's going on there. But again, who knows? Curry last played on January 30th. Meanwhile, Moses Moody, who has missed the last 9 games after suffering a sprained right wrist against the LA Clippers on March 2nd, was reevaluated today. The reevaluation indicating that Moody is making good progress. He's intensified his on-court work. This includes shooting drills and will be incorporated into live action in the coming days. He's going to be reevaluated again on Tuesday. So just a little update there. And I think that does
So viewers, so make sure to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell for Golden Days in reference to the 1993 Matthew McConaughey movie Dazed and Confused. He's at 5,220 subscribers, 780 subs away from 6,000. I'm at 536. I gained 1 subscriber. I was at 535. I'm now at 536. I'm 64 subs away from 600.
Nice.
So I just gained 1 subscriber today.
Good,
I just looked on my YouTube channel and I was at 535 and I'm now 536. So I gained 1 subscriber. Hopefully I'll gain more. Next time I come on the show, I'll probably be at 550 or 560 next time I come on the show.
Bravo. Good luck for that. We're rooting for you again. Subscribe to Shardal on YouTube at SGA Sports Talk. Riz in the chat wants to know, Shardal, are you ever going to show the video of yourself dancing like you said you will?
So I'll send you the video. So make sure to hit the like button, make sure to hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and ring that notification bell for the SGA Sports Talk channel. I'm at 536 subscribers right now. I'm on the road to 600. So if you like my content, if you like Warriors content, if you like Sharks content, Giants content, 49ers content, make sure to go over there and give me a like. Really appreciate all the love from all the Bay Area viewers out here who love what I do on a daily basis.
And so you're going to upload that dance video to your
So I'm going to
YouTube
upload
channel,
it to my YouTube channel, so you could go to my YouTube channel and access it through my YouTube channel.
Cemetery Larry saying you finished Black Rabbit. Great show. Good job.
So I'm currently on Cobra Kai on Netflix. I'm on the last season. I'm almost done with Cobra Kai. I'm probably gonna watch.
Watching after like the 3rd or 4th season. Is it still good?
It's really good. You should watch it. The show, like, if you keep watching through all the seasons for the show, the show builds, gets more intense as the seasons go. Like season 1 starts pretty mild, and as you keep watching the season 2, season 3, all the way to the 7th season, it gets a little bit more, it amps up a little more. So I really love to see that. But I'll definitely see you on Monday for the Golden State Warriors and Dallas Mavericks post-game show.
Well, you don't want to stick around for the standings?
I'll stick around for the standings, but I'll also see you for the Warriors and Mavericks post-game show on Monday. But I'll stick around for the standings.
Real quickly here, we visit the standings. If you can see this, if you're on YouTube, we'll articulate it. If you're listening to the podcast, the current standings in the East, the Hawks beating the Warriors tonight catapults them to the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference, ahead of the Philadelphia 76ers, who are currently the 7th seed. And then the Orlando Magic dropped to 8 after losing to the Lakers tonight. The Hawks are now just 2 games back in the loss column.
The Warriors, the Warriors are the 10th seed right now, right?
I'll get to that in a second. Yeah. So the Hawks are 2 games back of the Raptors in the loss column for the 5 seed. Over in the West, besides the glut that represents seeds 3 through 6, you also have a secondary glut of seeds 8 through 10. The Warriors are your 10 seed with a 33-38 record, losers of 8 of their last 10, and they trail both the Clippers and the Trailblazers by 2 games. There you go. That's it.
So the Warriors are the 10th seed in the standings.
Correct.
So that means if you're the 9th and 10th, you have to play 2 games to reach a playoff spot.
That's a great question. If the season ended today,
you have to the Warriors play 2 games.
I'll explain it. So, well, not necessarily. So first of all, you would have the Suns hosting the Clippers in one play-in game. The winner of that game is the 7th seed in the West. The loser of that game will play the winner of the Portland Trailblazers hosting the Golden State Warriors. If the Warriors lose that game in Portland, they don't play a second game. They're out. But if they somehow pull off the victory in Portland, then they would play the winner of the Suns and Clippers. So the Warriors would have to win 2 road games at this point if they want to make the playoffs, and their reward would be the OKC Thunder. So
if the Warriors play the 9th and the 10th seed, and the Warriors lose that game, they're out.
Correct.
But if they win that game, they have to play another game.
Correct.
So they have to play 2 road games to get a playoff spot.
And that playoff spot would be almost 100% assured. The OKC Thunder would be the opponent.
So would you say the Warriors are in a precarious position right now with the 10th seed?
That's why I to me, the only logical step is to get the worst record possible, so you have the best shot at a decent draft pick.
But if they lose that game, they're going to be eliminated. So that's the only problem with being the 10th seed.
Right, but the way it works is, regardless, like if you lose in the play-in, you're still a lottery team. If you win both, let's say the Warriors win 2 road games and they're in the playoffs, you're now no longer a lottery team. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
If you finish the season, let me rephrase, start off. If you lose, in other words, the 2 teams that win the play-in tournament, they get into the playoffs as your 7 and 8 seeds, and they also don't get a draft pick. The 2 teams that are losers in the play-in tournament are not playoff teams, so they are in the lottery. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that kind of makes a little bit much more sense.
What are you still not confused about? I'll try to.
No, I'm not confused about anything. Okay. I think everything that you said was pretty well concisely said.
So, and again, that's why I to me, the only logical approach here is finish with the worst record possible and shoot for next year, man. And if hopefully Stephen Curry will have a young burgeoning superstar type player next to him. We hope. I don't know what the plan is. I still maintain, as weird as this may sound, the Warriors' best case scenario next season is getting a lottery pick. You finish with the 10th or 11th worst record in the NBA. Which gives you the best odds possible for the Warriors at this point, with their record being what it is.
So while I was watching the game and I saw Buddy Hield come into the game in the fourth quarter at the last minute, I said, why did you bring Buddy Hield in the game? Buddy Hield had no points, and you brought him in. I think they were desperate. So the Hawks brought Buddy Hield in.
Hamza in her chat is writing in all caps, "We're not getting a top 10 pick." It's not impossible. Milwaukee did win tonight. Milwaukee is who stands in the Warriors' way for that 10th pick. And the Bucks are only 3 games up on the Warriors right now. So, hell, the Warriors are just 4 games back of the Bulls. If you can finish with a worse record than the Bucks and the Bulls, you get the 9th pick. And with each level you go up, your odds increase for getting a top 4 pick. So, Hamza, I don't know why you're writing that like it's like a surefire fact. And then Hamza adding, then why is Steph coming back next week? Great question. Now you're starting to understand like everything I'm trying to say here. It makes no goddamn sense. I guess what I'm saying here is like Stephen Curry's going to do what he does, and we support it no matter what.
Yeah, we need Steph Curry to come back. Because if we have Steph Curry, we're gonna win games with Steph Curry when he's on the court.
Are they?
Warriors can. Stephen Curry is one of our best shooters, and then when he's on the court, we win.
Not always. It's not like the Warriors were doing like amazing.
No, but Steph Curry. No, but when he's in the lineup, it's great to see him out on the court. So we need to see Steph back next week. I want to see him back. Like, he's missed so many games. How many games has Steph Curry missed? Like 20 games?
I think 21 after tonight.
That's a lot of games that Steph Curry's missed.
So why not just have him miss another 10 and let the season roll out? I mean, what like? Here's what I don't get. Why don't they
just rule Steph Curry out for the rest of the season? Because
exactly. Because you're gonna listen to Steph if he wants to play.
So what you're trying to say is that the Warriors should rule Steph Curry out for the whole season and not let him play because he has a runner's knee?
The Warriors were smart and didn't continually listen to Steve Kerr.
That would be smart to rule him out for the rest of the season.
They would rule him out for the rest of the year. And so hopefully he comes back next year healthier than he would be if he comes back. Who the hell knows what happens if he comes back? What if he blows his knee out? Are people going to be happy about that? And then now Steph is out for most of next year too in one of his final seasons.
Sometimes whenever Steph Curry is injured, he plays under injury. I'm saying because Steph Curry says that I'm injured and I want to play still. I want to play under injury. I want to play under. I'm brave. I can play under injury. I tell Stephen Curry, don't do that. Don't play under injury. Do not play under injury. You're going to further exacerbate that injury, that knee more. Just stay out for the rest of the season and come back next year.
When Steph
don't play this year.
When Steph got hurt, his final game was January 30th, a loss at home to the Detroit Pistons. And the Warriors were 27-23 at that point, 4 games above 500. Look, are they better with Steph? Of course. Are they going to beat the Thunder with Steph? No.
They got
SGA.
SGA.
The odds are that the Warriors can beat OKC with Steph Curry. 0%.
They have SGA.
Zero.
You think Steph Curry is going to beat Oklahoma City Thunder? They have SGA, the hottest shooter on OKC. You think they're going to You think you're going to win against SGA? No way. No heck way you're not going to win against SGA. He's the most entertaining. He's the best shooter on OKC right now. You're going to win against SGA?
No, you're not.
Steph Curry's not gonna...
I need to eat. I'm hungry.
Viewers, let me shop with the channels, and then I'll get out.
Viewers, close it tonight.
So viewers, make sure to subscribe to Golden Days in reference to the 1993 Matthew McConaughey movie Dazed and Confused. He's at 5,220 subscribers, 780 subs away from 6,000. I'm at 536, 64 subs away from 600. Make sure to subscribe to my content. If you like all my content, I would love for all your support. Really help out the YouTube algorithm with all your love and support. I'll definitely see you for the Warriors and Mavericks postgame show on Monday. And I really love everything you do. Thanks for making me the closer, and I'll see you on Monday, Cyrus.
Hey, Shardall.
What?
I like you.
You like me?
I like you.
Sorry, sorry. Go ahead. All right, close it out. Let's get out of here.
So I'll see you on Monday for Warriors and Mavericks. It's great that you make me the closer. I really love the you giving me the opportunity. It's an honest. It's one of the greatest gifts I could ever receive to be your closer, to be the one who wraps up the show and closes it out. Viewers, thanks for flooding up the chat. I mean, you're the the chat's the true MVP right here. The chat is the true MVP. They fill that whole thing up. So I was trying to get to all the comments, but you know, it was 2 minutes. It's 2 hours. The show was going 2 hours. Like it was going past 2 hours. So I was trying to get to all the comments. So he does his best job to get through it. But I'll see you on Monday for Golden State Warriors versus Dallas Mavericks post game show. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for having me on today, and I'll see you back here on Golden Days on Monday. See you later.